Sorry about the mic, guys. What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets and Rob. Rubber game between the Mets and the Diamondbacks. Thank you guys for tuning into the channel and another live stream during the Mets game. Hopefully everybody tunes in and hangs out today on a Sunday afternoon, late Sunday afternoon, for the game today. It'll be a very interesting matchup against Tyler McGill and old friend Madison Bumgarner. It's going to be a lot of fun today. The Mets have struggled against lefties so far. Bumgarner has pitched well, but he has one loss and no wins. He has a 1.38 ERA, so it's going to be a very tough matchup. Look at the Mets today. They got a couple of right-handers in the lineup today. It's a very different lineup than we usually see. And I actually like this lineup only because of the way they're setting up with the right-handed batting. So, once again, guys, don't forget to get on that like button, guys, so we can get it all the way to the beginning of the game so we get more people on the stream and we'll have more fun watching the game today and go throughout the entire game until the ending of the game as usual. So once again, how's everybody doing? Welcome. Oh, hold on. I see audio issues. Hold on. Hold on. Can you guys hear me now? Let me just make sure that everybody can hear me. Can everyone hear me now? Okay. I think I got it set up good now just to make sure the audio is better. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? It might be my voice because I am a little bit under the weather, so my voice probably sucks. I don't know if it is the mic or not, but let's see. Let's see what we can do here. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, does that sound better now? Just want to make sure before I get going, I don't sound like a damn robot. Sorry, my voice is a little bit like chalky right now because I am under the weather a little bit. But I just want to make sure everybody can hear me a little bit better now. Jose says perfect. Okay, good. All right, guys. So we only got about a half hour until game time, so we're gonna do a little bit quicker pregame than normal. Usually it's an hour, so only a half hour today. So we're gonna get right into the pitcher matchup a little bit more and the lineups as well. Like I said before, I like the Mets lineup today based on who's on the mound today. Why I think the lineup is completely different than what we've seen over the rest of the season so far. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to shout you guys out and say what up to everybody. So don't forget, guys, say what up in the comment. Do not be shy. And don't forget to hit on that like button so we can get that stream out to more people. So here we are. We got John. We got Steven. We got Dawn. We got Captain Darrow. Stoney, a member of Talking Mets and Raw. What's up, buddy? Jose, Karen, Daniel. Who else we got here? And that's it so far. Yeah, guys, let's go. Say what up in the chat. I know you guys are out there. A lot of people don't like to say what's up in the chat, but don't be shy, guys. Yeah, John, I'm sorry. I switched it last minute. I saw the pregame put at 4. I switched the numbers. But, you know, we all make mistakes. Let's see what else you got. Steven says, were you first starting the channel? Were you nervous? Hell yeah. Of course I was. If you look at my first videos, I was messing up and doing everything wrong. So it's okay to be nervous during this. Well, I mean, we don't have Conforto. Conforto is a free agent, so Conforto has nothing to do with us. Captain Darrell says, go Dbacks. Stoney says, long time, brother. I've been busy about our Mets this year. Heck yeah, absolutely, buddy. Hey, everybody's busy. You can only come as much as you can. Anthony's here and Jose is here. I think the bullpen is a little better. They have their moments, in my opinion. The Mets do need a lot of hits today, but it's not going to be easy against Bumgarner. And we're going to look at the lineup right now, guys. So just give me a second. Let me pull it up. And we can go from there and talk about the lineup a little bit. Once again, guys, sorry about my voice. I'm a little bit under the weather. So I might sound, like I'm like 100 today. All right, so as you know, the pitching matchup is Tyler McGill versus Madison Bumgarner. And when it comes to the lineups, it's very interesting. The Mets batting order, batting first, Mark Canha playing left field. Interesting. Starlin Marte batting second, playing right field. Francisco Lindor playing shortstop, batting third. Pete Alonso cleaning up, playing first base. Eduardo Escobar playing third base, batting fifth. J.D. Davis, DH and batting sixth. Luis Guillorme batting second. Playing second base, batting seventh. James McCann catching, batting eighth. And Travis Jankowski playing center field, batting ninth. So if you noticed, the first six batters is all right-handed. Obviously, Lindor is a switch hitter. Escobar is a switch hitter. They're going to be batting righty. So 1 through 6 is all right-handed batters until you get to Guillorme, who's a lefty, then McCann a righty, and then Jankowski a lefty. So we got 2 lefties in the lineup today. They're going heavily right-handed bats against Bumgarner today, which makes so much sense. Bumgarner is very tough on left-handers. He is very good on right-handers too, but you want to get them right-handed bats in there. And I do like this lineup. I do like Canha in the leadoff spot because he is an on-base guy. He likes to work the count, and he's been one of our better hitters. Right before he went to COVID, he was one of our best hitters, and he got his couple of hits over the last couple of days, and he was off yesterday. So I think Canha's going to have a big day in that leadoff spot. When it comes to the Arizona Diamondbacks lineup, you got Dalton Varsho leading off, playing center field. Sergio Alcantara batting second, playing third base. David Peralta playing left field, batting third. Christian Walker cleaning up, playing first base. Seth Beer, DH, batting fifth. Jake McCarthy batting sixth, playing right field. Geraldo Perdomo playing second base, batting seventh. Nick Ahmed playing shortstop, batting eighth. And Jose Herrera batting ninth, and he is catching. So those are your lineups for today, guys. Excuse me. So obviously it is the rubber game. Whoever wins this game wins the series. I think it's very important for the Mets to win this series, especially going into the St. Louis series when you have Bassett and Scherzer going in that series, and including Carrasco if you want to add him in there. So it's important. You don't want to lose to a Diamondbacks team that is really not that good of a team. No, you could see they got some guys in this lineup that can hit. But let's be honest, guys. The Mets need to win this series. You can't lose a series to the Diamondbacks. Even though it won't be the end of the world, it would be nice going into St. Louis, winning another series and still having lost a series in the 2022 season. And we will be 12-5 going into St. Louis. And St. Louis has obviously been very good. With Arenado and Goldschmidt, they're going to be a tough 3-game series for us, and it's in St. Louis until we come back home and face the Phillies. So, what are the keys to the game today? Very simple. The Mets' problems yesterday was, all right, they had a bullpen game. Trevor Williams wasn't that good. I knew there was going to be a lot of runs. The problem with the Mets today, or yesterday, was they could not get the big hit yesterday. They had runners on base. They didn't get it done. That has to change today. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a lot of hits, a lot of base runners with Bumgarner, but we have to take advantage and we have to strike early. We cannot let them get ahead and start fighting, because even though Bumgarner has a lot of innings in his arm, he still can be a very good pitcher, and when he gets going, he's very hard to beat. But once again, guys, the lineup needs to get going. We got to score runs against this team. We got to give Tyler McGill, which we need him to go 6 or 7 today to help out our bullpen a little bit, because our bullpen has been taxed over the last 2 games, obviously because of yesterday with the bullpen game and game 1 of the series when Buck Showalter took out Peterson in 5 2/3, when we had to use 5 pitchers for that game as well. So we used a lot of pitches in this series. It would be nice if Tyler McGill can slow it down a little bit, give us a break, give this bullpen a break, so we have a lot of rested arms going into that
Cardinals series. So, number one, score early. Start those manufacturing runs early. Get those runs on the board. Let's hope Tyler McGill, we need him around 6 or 7 innings. That's exactly what we need to hit for him. And good defense. We got to have good defense. The Diamondbacks have been putting the ball in play, which given the Mets a little bit of fits lately. So the Mets better get it going and win this series going to the Cardinals. Again, at the end of the day, if the Mets happen to lose this series, obviously we will not be happy. But it's not the end of the world. But you should be able to beat these teams that are not supposed to be very good. I mean, the Diamondbacks can be one of the worst teams in the league throughout the season. They got to beat this team. And I think they have a pretty good shot. But again, Mets haven't been good against lefties. And that's the bigger problem that we're having right now early on this season, even though we have a lot of right-handed bats that we can stack in the lineup like you see today, but that really doesn't mean much. So let me just put the lineup scrolling on the bottom so everybody can see when they come in. So it's the pitcher matchup and the lineup on the bottom of the screen scrolling on the ticker below. Once again, guys, just don't forget to hit on that like button so we can get more people onto the stream before the game. And also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit on that subscribe button and say what's up in the chat. Do not be shy, guys. Excuse me, guys. Once again, I'm very sorry for my terrible voice, but I'm going to try to get to as many comments as I can. Let's see. So Stoney says, the only one that scares me in the bullpen right now is Trevor May. Honestly, a lot of the guys scare me, honestly. Like Trevor May in game 1, he threw a pitch up and in that the batter turned on it. It was a good pitch, but May is prone to be given home runs, and he's got to lower that home run rate or he's going to be a problem all year. Diaz blown the save. He needs to shut them down, but closers blow saves. It's just that it was only his second opportunity of the year, and it would have been nice if he would just save that game. Even though we won that game, you see the flaws in his bullpen, especially a bullpen over the last 2 days that has been a little bit taxed. That's something that we don't need for this bullpen. But I think the bullpen is going to get better, but we need the big guys to step up like Lugo did in game 1. Thomas says the bottom of the lineup is terrible. Yeah, I mean, look at the guys that, we had to give Nito off today. So McCann's in the lineup. Guillaume, you're not going to put Cano in this lineup today when he played the first 2 games against a tough lefty in Bumgarner. At least Guillermo puts in that bat there. I trust him more than I trust Cano with a lefty on the mound. Not saying he's going to do well, but I do trust him taking a little bit more pitches, maybe, hitting the ball the other way a little bit. Again, this lineup is not going to be perfect. This is a typical Sunday lineup in the bottom of the order. The rest of the lineup, 1 through 6, is pretty good. So this is what Buck Showalter has been doing on getaway days. So we just have to get used to it and just hope that the players who are playing just got to get it done. That's it. Jose says, do you think we have the best pitching staff in the National League? As a whole, no. When you put rotation and bullpen together, no. When you put rotation alone, I think we're top 3 for sure. RM says, keep taking serious. Arizona is better than people give them credit for. They're a pesky team. Exactly. Like I said, when the Mets played these guys in Citi Field, they were missing a few players. Nick Ahmed was there. Peralta wasn't there. There was a lot of guys that was not there in this lineup when we faced them in the home opening series at Citi Field. Now we're facing them. They have a couple more guys in the lineup that can do damage. So they're not a really good hitting team. I mean, they're batting under 200 as a whole, but they got some hitters in that lineup. But again, the Mets need to take that series. It's just that simple. Like you said, RM, keep taking series, and most Met fans are going to be extremely happy. Michael says, saving our best poison for the next 3 days. Yeah, you could say that for sure. Obviously the Mets didn't set up their rotation where Scherzer, Bassett, and Carrasco are pitching in that series. It just so happens that Monday rain postponement and Scherzer and McGill pitching that doubleheader on that Tuesday, on last Tuesday, set it up to the fact that you have Bassett and Scherzer going in the first two games, and that's great. That's something that you can't ask for more unless you would have had McGill, Scherzer, Bassett. But Scherzer, Bassett, Carrasco is not too bad at all either. So, like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot of the guys that are in the lineup today playing tomorrow as well, which I also will be going live during the first game of the St. Louis series as well. So hopefully you guys tune in for that. So once again, guys, the lineup is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to get to everybody's comment before we call it a pregame and go right into the Mets versus Diamondbacks. Got about 15 minutes until game time. So get your comments, questions, concerns, opinions right in this chat right now so we can get to them. Daniel, yeah, absolutely. Their pitching staff has been actually pretty good. You know, Castellanos the other day or yesterday pitched really well. They've been very good there, his pitching staff. Gallen is another one. He's the ace of that staff. Really good. So, once again, guys, the Mets need to jump on these pitches early. You know, Bumgarner is a guy, when he gets in a groove, I know he has a lot of innings under his belt, but once he gets into a groove, it's going to be very hard to beat him. So, get him early. Score some runs early and put pressure on the Diamondbacks to come back in this ball game. Because that's the only way I think the Mets are going to win this game. Because you saw yesterday, they went up to a couple of run lead. The Mets had to battle back. They had chances, but they didn't get it done. You know, balls were hitting runners. They were hitting into double plays. They just weren't good in runners on base and in scoring position yesterday. That has to change, especially in a rubber game match when you're facing a team that you should be beating. Joseph, how you doing? Excuse me, guys. It's rough when you're under the weather. You're trying to talk. All right. So what else we got here? Lane says, I hope the Mets win. We all hope so. Joseph says, hello, Rob, LGM. What's up? Once again, guys, the lineup and the pitcher matchup is on the bottom of the screen scrolling. So, once again, guys, when the game starts, as you might know, if you don't know, I will tell you right now. I will have MLB Game Day up on the screen following the game. I also will be having the radio call with Howie and Wayne during the game. And then in between innings, I'll pop back up and talk about the inning. If you haven't been here before during the live stream, during the game, that's basically what we do. But the keys to the game, we need McGill to go somewhat deep into the game, 6 or 7 innings. Mets got to pounce on Bumgarner early. Got to score runs early against Bumgarner. Do not want him to get into a groove. And number 3, the Mets got to play a little bit better defense. We had a couple of issues yesterday with defensive issues that cost us a couple of runs. Defense, longer start for McGill, 6 or 7 innings, and scoring early. We got to keep on manufacturing runs. That's the 3 keys to the game today, in my opinion. As you see on the bottom of your screen, this 1 through 6 is all right-handed batters until you get to Guillorme at 7. Then you got McCann right-handed at 8, and then you have Jankowski, another lefty, in the 9th spot. So only 2 left-handed batters in the lineup. Obviously, right-handed dominant today versus Bumgarner. Bumgarner is good against right-handers as well, but he's dominant against left-handed batters. That's why you don't see McNeil and Smith and guys like that and Cano in the lineup today, even though Cano could stay on the bench or it can stay in the house and wasting a roster spot. But once again, right-handed dominant lineup against Bumgarner. Let's see if it works out. I do like Mark Hanna in the leadoff spot, arm base guys that puts the bat on the ball. I like that. It's a very interesting lineup, but we'll see how they do when the game gets started. Yeah, Michael, I mean, if you play baseball before and you're on the base path, sometimes, you try to get out of the way of the ball just finds you sometimes. Maybe he could have got out of the way, maybe he couldn't. I mean, it was a ball that was hit hard. So, I mean, what else can you do in that situation? I mean, if it didn't hit him, it would have been Cano still on second base and the runner would have been out at first anyway. So we still would have had a guy in scoring position, but I mean, it's hard to actually say, oh, we could have avoided it. Or of course he could have, possibly. But to be in that spot, he tried to get out of the way. He's not fleet of foot anymore at 40 years old. So I'm not going to give him too much heat. I mean, we can get on him about other things like not being able to catch up to a fastball, but that's another thing. Joseph, throwing items at players, they should be banned for life. That's just my opinion. It's stupid. If you want to heckle the players and talk crap to the players while they're in the outfield, I do that. I try to get them off their game, which never works. But, it pisses them off every now and then. I said this yesterday. When I was in Washington, I was in the right field bleachers, I was in the first row, right by the wall, and I was just going at Juan Soto. I didn't say nothing, mean, like family-wise or personally or looks or anything like that. I was just saying, I was kept on chanting Soto, stupid stuff like that. I'm like, hey, Soto, you're going to drop the next ball. I was just getting on the whole game. He gave me a thumbs up. He smiled a couple of times. And what did he do? He made a nice catch and hit a home run in that game. So, I mean, maybe I should have shut my mouth. But we do that. But I would never throw something onto the field. And specifically never throw something at somebody, a player on the field. It's just stupid. They should be banned from all Major League ballparks for the rest of their lives. They don't deserve to be at a baseball game. Because what it does, the good Yankee fans that were at that game doing the right thing, cheering for their game-winning hit, and cheering for Torres, who got the game-winning hit, it turned into a complete disaster because it's only a certain few that makes all of them look bad. And that's the problem. I had two friends that were at Yankee Stadium yesterday. They were in the upper deck. And, they were like, they couldn't believe it. They're like, we were enjoying it. They were high-fiving everybody. Torres got the game-winning hit. Everybody was happy. And then you see the nonsense that went on in right field. So it's unfortunate because there's always a few bad apples that make everybody else look bad. RM said, just came across your channel yesterday. Like what I see so far, I can't take most pregame shows on TV anymore for any sport. I agree with that. I mean, they try to get a lot of people in, get commercials in during these pregames. I just do it so it's easier to not just run right into a game when you're live on a channel. It's a little bit different, but I try to make it a little bit different. I answer your questions as much as I can, because this is the time to answer questions now. Because during the game, the commercials come up very quickly, and then, it's hard to get to everybody's question now. Yeah, see, Steven, that's insane. That's crazy. People are just nuts. So it looks like a beer, and it says, hot today, bottoms up, unconscious. There you go. All right, let's see. What else do we have here today? So once again, guys, you just tuned in. The lineup and the pitcher matchup is on the bottom of your screen scrolling below. And if my voice sounds like I'm in a tunnel, that's because my voice is terrible. And I'm a little bit under the weather, so my voice is just sounds terrible and it feels terrible. So hopefully I don't annoy you too much with my voice. I'm not going to the Cardinals games because they're in St. Louis. I'm in good old New York right now. So, but I am going to the one of the Philly games when they come back home on the 29th. But I am going live tomorrow for the first game of the Cardinals series. It's a late one. I think it's an 8 o'clock game, if I'm not mistaken. So a 7 o'clock pregame, 7 or 7:30, we'll see. I kind of like the half-hour pregame since you get to everything you need to get to really quick, and then you get right to the game. All right, let's see. Just seeing if there's anything that we need to know today, or anybody tweets about the game. Sometimes we get some game notes that we might not be looking at. Let's see. Alrighty, guys. So just so you know, if you follow the Mets booth on Twitter, talking about the game today, first pitch at 4:10, Bumgarner and McGill. The radio call on the Odyssey app is WCBS 880. That's why if you do follow my channel before, the radio stream, because I stream it on my phone, is a little bit behind the actual live television feed, and the game day is usually on tune with the radio call. So if you see me get excited or mad before a play happens on radio, just know that I seen it on TV before the radio call happened. I'm not doing it to piss anybody off or not let you hear the call before it happens. I'm a baseball fan. I get excited when things happen or emotional when things happen. I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but sometimes it does happen. I want to just keep you updated on that. Once again, guys, if you're in the New York area or the New York market, it's on Pix 11 again today, like it was yesterday. If you're looking for the SNY app and you're looking for the game, it's not going to be on the SNY app because the game is not on SNY, only on Pix 11. I'm not sure if it's on MLB Network. It's not going to be in market for me. It's going to be blacked out because I'm in the local market. But if you're not in the local market, check MLB Network. Maybe you'll get that game in, which I kind of doubt because it was yesterday. What I was told, it was yesterday. So the only way you might be able to watch it is if you got the MLB.TV package, and you might be able to watch it that way, or just hang out with me and I'll do the best I can to give you every detail of the game possible. All right, Sony, have a good day, buddy. Oh yeah, absolutely, buddy. That's I need something like that. Like I took some Dayquil because I had to work. I was at work all day last night. Like after the game, after my stream, I went right to work, and I came home and slept like 2 hours, and then did the stream here today. So, I could have easily just canceled the stream today, but I'll hang in there. I'm off tomorrow, so I get some sleep. I'll be happy. But yeah, I took some Dayquil. Maybe that will work. If it doesn't, I'll just drink some tea later and go from there. So if you see me walk away from the screen during the game, I will be making my tea. So while we're waiting for the game, during the game. So don't mind if I run away from the screen for a second, but I'm going to be making tea just to keep my throat a little bit soothed because I'm going to sound like a damn horse probably for the rest of the game. Nair says, do you think Pete Alonso will turn into like Davis? Absolutely not. No way. Davis, I know Davis is going to have a bounce back year because of his injury last year to his wrist. He's a guy that can't hit a fastball anymore. Pete Alonso was not that. Pete Alonso is a 260 hitter who's a guy, he's just going through a little bit of a little bump in the road right now for Pete Alonso. He'll be all right. Oh, yeah, Steven, absolutely. Bumgarner's not the same pitcher. We know that. He has so many innings under his belt now. He's a shell of himself. But he's still a guy that if he has his stuff and you don't get to him early and he finds his groove, he's going to be hard to beat. He's still got decent stuff. He doesn't throw as hard as he did a couple of years ago, but, he can still get up there at 88, 89, 91 miles an hour. That's more than enough for a guy who has a very nice slider and everything like that. Oh, okay, because it's a tea-based drink. Okay. I will definitely look up the recipe. What I probably need and probably the reason why I'm sick, I haven't been sleeping a lot. So that's probably the other reason. My body just said, the hell with you. Now you're sick. And I took two COVID tests, and I don't have COVID. So that's a good thing. It's just, the change in weather, especially in New York. It was cold 2 days ago, and now it's decent today. So I don't know what the hell to do anymore. One day I'm wearing a jacket, one day I'm wearing a hoodie, one day I'm wearing a t-shirt. I don't know what to do. I got nourishment, seltzer. And I had my tea earlier before I went on the stream. I'm going to make another one during the game so I can just – because I feel my throat really getting rough right now, so – I am happy that the game is actually in the afternoon because the night game would have really sucked. I probably would have had it canceled. So, once again, guys, the game is coming up on Pix 11 right now. So, it got about a couple of minutes until the game starts. And you already know, guys, I will be doing a radio call. So, I'm going to set it up just to make sure we can hear everything well so we don't have any technical difficulties. Let me just pull it up so everybody's ready to go. Robert, I don't think his nickname is Bum. Nair, I mean, you're looking at the year of 2019 where, I mean, let's be honest, Judge didn't have the same year as 2018. I mean, 2017. So, I mean, you can't look at 2019. That's his very, very peak with all those home runs. And that was the live ball year where balls are flying out of the ballpark like crazy. You can't expect that type of year from a guy that can still hit 40 home runs without a problem. So I'm not too worried about Pete Alonso. Guys you need to be worrying about in the lineup is guys like Cano, who's getting a lot of starts. Guys like J.D. Davis, who can't hit a fastball. Dominic Smith, who still hasn't been very good this year. Got a couple of hits here and there, but they've been sporadic. Those are the guys you got to be worried about. Pete Alonso, I'm not worried about. Pete Alonso will hit his 35 to 40 home runs. That's what I'm not worried about when it comes to him. Not worried about Marte, not worried about Escobar, not worried about Kana or Lindor at this point, or even Brandon Nimmo. I'm not worried about those guys. The guys I worry about is the three guys I just told you. Cano, Davis, and Smith. And they're not guys that are mostly playing every day besides Robinson and Cano. So, I'm not too worried about that yet. He's had a little bit of a slump in the last couple of games with Pete Alonso. He's been striking out a lot more, chasing the slider. When he starts chasing the slider outside the zone and in the dirt, that's when Pete Alonso's in a little bit of a slump, and that's what he's been doing the last couple of games. But Pete Alonso, all he needs is just hit one rocket off the bat. Hopefully he hits one off of Bumgarner today. He don't need necessarily a home run, but a nice rocket shot for a base hit will get him going for sure. So let me just ready that audio call play, so I can just. All right, so at least I know it works now. Perfect. All right, so we'll be ready to go when the game starts. So we got about 8 minutes until game time. So get all your comments and questions in really quick, guys, before I go right into the radio call and put up game day for everybody. So let me just put up, excuse me. I'll put up game day now so everybody can see it. Let me just fix it really quick for you guys. Alrighty, there we go. That's the perfect angle. And now we'll be ready to go. Sorry again. Once again, my voice is just terrible. A couple of games ago, I think it was the Giants series. He was 3 for 3. No meaty, thank you, buddy. Yeah, unfortunately, I was at that damn game in 2016 in the postseason. That was when he was really on top of his game. I mean, the Mets couldn't touch him, but they were showing quick highlights of that game. I mean, do you see the Mets lineup with Duda and Campbell? And oh my God, like I don't even know how we made the World Series that year, like in 2015, and made the playoffs in 2016. Like it's just insane. DeGrom was hurt. We only had Syndergaard. Syndergaard pitched a great game in that wild card game. But then Connor Gillespie hits a home run to put them in the lead, and they win the game. And we couldn't touch Bumgarner the whole game. Exactly, Nair. TJ Rivera, all those guys. Real deal. What's up, buddy? Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing right there. Like, look at that. I mean, Jesus. I mean, it wasn't a lineup that you think was gonna, be potential with the World Series. I mean, but again, in 2015, if it wasn't for Cespedes, look at the rest of the lineup. We had Flores, who at this moment now, Flores is a better hitter over the last couple of years than he was back then in 2015 and 2016. But the Mets, who do they really have? You know what I'm saying? Cespedes was okay, but was really good for 2015. But it's like the Mets didn't even have DeGrom in 2016 for the most of the year. So it's just like, the Mets, honestly, if you look back at that team in 2015, Eric Campbell was hitting cleanup before they got Cespedes. So it is what it is at that point. The Mets had the World Series in the palm of their hands in that game. They were leading in that first game until Familia gave up the home run. Again, we don't need to backtrack on that anymore because it's just frustrating. But you know what? That's baseball. What can you do? Lane says, do you think Brett Beatty be up this year? No, I think Alvarez has a better chance of being up than Brett Beatty, only because of the catching situation. It's been so terrible. McCann, again, hit a bomb of a home run in game 1. So let's see if he can do something in game 2. And there, yeah. Again, this is a Sunday lineup. A lot of right-handers stacked at the top of the lineup. I'm not too worried about the bottom of the lineup. I'd rather see Guillorme than Cano, so I'm not too worried about that. Jankowski, I like Jankowski. I could see him bunting for a base hit here in situations like that. And when it comes to James McCann, we'll see what he can do. If he can get a little bit of momentum from that home run he hit in game 1, even though he didn't play yesterday. So we'll see. But again, it's a Sunday lineup. At the bottom of the lineup, this is what Buck Showalter has done so far this year, and you got to expect that on a Sunday. So once again, guys, this is going to be the radio call just now. Got about 3 or 4 minutes until game time. So don't forget to hit on that like button, guys, and let's get that stream out to more Mets fans and more baseball fans throughout the country and throughout the world. Because, yesterday we got so many people from so many different parts of the world yesterday. It was pretty cool. Lane, again, I don't know if you're in a local New York market, but it's on Pix 11 if you are. They're not showing it on MLB Network today because they showed it yesterday, so I don't think they're going to show it today. So it is on WPIX 11 if you're in the local market in New York. Other than that, I can't help you in that situation. I can't even tell you if you got the MLB package where you can watch all the out-of-market games, that's where you can watch it. I can't even tell you if it's on MLB Network because they block it out anyway in my area. So if you are, it should be on Pix 11 or whatever channel 11 is for you. It's on WPIX today. So if you are local, you should be able to find out WPIX. Gio, what's up? Hey, Thomas, what's up, buddy? Let's go Mets. Well, Gio, again, the reason why is because you got Bumgarner on the mound, the lefty. Buck Showalter it's a Sunday game, getaway day. It's just what Buck Showalter has done, and also they wanted to stack a lot of righties in the lineup against Bumgarner. Again, when Bumgarner's out of the game, you might see a couple of switches here. You might see Nimmo come in for somebody. You might see Dom Smith come in for somebody. We'll see, or bat for somebody. We'll see. Don Conforto's not on the Mets anymore. He's a free agent. It has nothing to do with us anymore. Yeah, Nimmo was a lefty. That's why he's not in the lineup today. That's why the righties are stacked in this lineup today, because of Bumgarner. All right, guys, we got 2 minutes until game time. Ivan from PR with love. Thank you so much, buddy. All right, guys, so the radio call is on. I will see you during the next half inning.
New York Mets and Mark Canha, who leads off and plays left field. Starling Marte bats second. He's in right field. Francisco Lindor bats third. He plays shortstop. Pete Alonso bats fourth and plays first base. Eduardo Escobar bats fifth. He's at third base today. J.D. Davis bats sixth. He gets the start as the designated hitter. Luis Guillorme bats seventh. He's over at second base. Then it's James McCann, who bats eighth and does the catching. And rounding out the starting 9, Travis Jankowski, who plays center field. That's all behind the right-hander Tyler McGill, who makes his 4th start of the season. Now for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Dalton Varsho is the leadoff man. He plays center field. Sergio Alcantara bats second. He's at third base. David Peralta bats third and plays left field. Then batting fourth, it's Christian Walker, who plays first base. Seth Beer bats fifth. He's the designated hitter. Jake McCarthy bats sixth. He's in right field. Geraldo Perdomo bats seventh and plays second base. Nick Ahmed
just let me know if you guys can hear the radio call well.
And batting ninth for the Diamondbacks, it's
right,
Jose
perfect,
Herrera, who does the catching for the left-hander Madison Bumgarner, making his 4th start of the season, a 1.38 ERA through his first 13 innings of the year. Mets are going for a 5th consecutive series win to open the season, 11-5 to start the year.
Mets can score some runs early against Bumgarner.
We're getting ready for first pitch between the New York Mets and the Arizona Diamondbacks. And now for the play-by-play, here's Wayne Randazzo.
All right, Jack, thank you very much. The Mets are wearing their gray tops again with the gray pants, blue piping on the Mets road gray uniform. As the Mets have blue letters New York across the front printed out. The orange outlining, blue numbers and letters on the backs, blue caps and bills for the Mets with the orange NY on the front of the cap. The supply chain issues making the Diamondbacks just wear old white and gray jerseys everywhere they've played so far. White tops, white pants today. Black Dbacks in print across the front, outlined in red. Black numbers and letters on the backs. Red caps, black bills. A new cap for the Diamondbacks.
So Bumgarner is going around 91 miles an hour. So not really that hard, but he's very good at mixing his pitches.
Bumgarner works out of the windup. First pitch on the way. And it is over for a strike at 1:10 local time here in Arizona. Called by home plate umpire and crew chief Greg Gibson. Nick Marley's the first base umpire. Rob Drake's at second. And Will Little, the arbiter, at third. The ball's one strike on Canna, hitting .324 to start the year. Brandon Nimmo given a day off against the lefty Bumgarner.
Unconscious, that's true. Wayne and Gary sound very similar.
0-1 to Canna. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Top of the zone on the outer half, 0-2. In McNeil's case, a little banged up after colliding with the wall, going after a ball yesterday, and also just getting a day off against the lefty Bumgarner. In Nimmo's case, it's a little bit because of his COVID test. 0-2 on the way to Canna. Canna's a little chopper toward third. Suckley coming in to grab it is Alcantara. Throws on the run. He throws it away. It bounces off the sidewalk. Canna's going to go to second base. Coming in, the right fielder.
Got a leadoff base hit and then an error getting Connor to second base. So guy in scoring position with nobody on the first. There we go. It's a good start. This is why I like Connor in the leadoff spot today. Put the bat on the ball.
To end the game last night. Charged that ball well and had a play at first, but his throw was wide. Really, the first baseman Walker reaching around the runner. Canna had no chance as Alcantara commits an error. So it's a base hit for Canna, an error on the third baseman Alcantara. And the Mets quickly with a man in scoring
good stuff for our Mets
to start this game. Anyway, back to Nimmo. It was recommended to Buck Showalter that he give both Canna and Nimmo a day off coming back from the COVID IL. First pitch to Marte. That's lined toward the left side. The bat heads that way, too, as Ahmed Fields.
Mike, thank you so much for the super sticker, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Shout out to Mike. Field that ball, but he had to avoid the bat as Starling Marte's bat just followed the ball. And as Ahmed scooped the ball up, he stepped around the bat, which was headed his way, and made a perfect throw to first to retire Starling Marte. So one out. Canna still at second. No score here in the first as Francisco Lindor will be the batter, but the Mets just taking an extra precaution with Canna yesterday and with Nimmo today.
All right, we got a minute and second. Runners going position, less than 2 outs. Lindor at the plate. See if Lindor can bring him in.
Not in the lineup today, and that's why Canna wasn't in there yesterday. Buck said it's probably just a one-time thing that's needed. Doesn't think that the Mets will have to do that anytime soon.
Frankie, member of Talking Mets, what's up, buddy?
Game series in St. Louis coming up, and then an off day. First pitch. Lindor takes inside, ball one from Bumgarner. He's off to a decent start this year. He's walked a lot of hitters. He's actually walked more hitters than he has struck out. 10 walks, 9 strikeouts in 13 innings for Bumgarner. It's 1-0. Lindor takes in the dirt. 2 balls.
It's amazing. 14th season for Bumgarner. Amazing.
Madison Bumgarner's experienced some control problems, but he's only given up 8 hits and 2 earned runs to start the season in his first 3 starts for Arizona this year. Diamondbacks getting Bumgarner on a 5-year contract, and this is the 3rd year of that deal. He has not been nearly the same lights-out pitcher he was in San Francisco. The 2-0 is outside, and it's 3 balls, no strikes on Lindor. Madison Bumgarner, a 4-time All-Star, a 3-time World Series champion with the Giants, and he had a lot to do with winning those World Series, especially in 2014. 3-0. Lindor takes a strike at the top of the zone, 3-1. Bumgarner was the NLCS MVP and then the World Series MVP in 2014. One of the great October performances of all time, what Bumgarner did, especially in the World Series that year. 3-1. Lindor looks at a breaking ball strike over the inner half. And it's 3-2. Canna's second one out, first inning, just underway, no score. Here in Arizona, the Mets trying to win another series. They've won each of their first 4, trying to make it 5 straight, which would tie a franchise record. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Francisco Lindor. Alonso's on deck. Bumgarner's ready. Canna's running the pitch. And the door lines to
Yeah.
left center. Base
1-0
hit.
Mets,
Canna's
baby.
going to score
There
easily.
we go.
He touches up at third and heads home.
Another big
RBI
hit by
single,
Francisco Lindor. 1-0 Mets,
Lindor.
baby. There we go.
And the Mets get out to a 1-0 lead.
Mike, once again, thank you for the super sticker.
Good start for the Mets against Madison
Good start.
Bumgarner, and even if
That's
Canna
what I like
wasn't
to
off
see.
and running, probably has a good chance to score with the expansive outfield here and the speed that he
Very
has.
interesting. Kind of was
around
trying to
third
steal
base,
second base
but
there,
Lindor
third
got
base
his
there.
hands in, pulled
Interesting.
that right through the zone, shot it back up the middle.
Canna had a huge jump. Even if that ball had been caught by the catcher, Jose Herrera, I think Canna would have stolen third easily there. He's lucky, really, that ball lined through the middle and was not at an infielder. That could have been a double play.
Absolutely.
Pitch to Alonso.
Even though
Ball strike.
Bumgarner doesn't have the
And
same
it's
stuff as he
0-1.
did
Bumgarner
a couple of
using
years
the slot
ago,
step there.
he's still
Lindor
dangerous.
actually
You got to
took a
get
step
ahead of him
toward
early.
first when that ball was delivered home.
Nice
Quick lead
little
for the
Let's Go Mets
1-0.
chant in Arizona right
Francisco
now.
Lindor, his 12th RBI,
Lots of Met
tied for
fans
second
there
on the team.
over the series so far. Nice to
0-1.
see.
Alonso cues it foul off the end of his bat. It's 0-2. 12 RBIs for Lindor, 12 for Marte, and Alonso's got 16, hitting .258 in his first 16 games. Runner on first, one out. No balls, 2 strikes on Alonso as the Mets are out in front, 1-0 here in the first inning. Bumgarner, a high set, his pitch. It's inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Pete. The Mets have never handed Madison Bumgarner a loss.
What a
Bumgarner
stat.
in his career, including the 2016 wildcard game, is 7-0 with a 2.19 ERA against the Mets. The Mets did knock him around last year when they faced him here in Arizona. They scored 5 runs in 2 innings off. 1-2. Slapped foul toward the right. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. As far as pitchers that own a 1,000 win percentage all-time against the Mets in at least 10 starts, there's only 3. Bumgarner, Randy Tomlin, the former Pirate who was 9-0 against the Mets, and Clayton Kershaw, 10-0.
Michael, it'd be nice
against
if
the
they
Mets.
heat up today going into that Cardinal series.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
But as you know,
Pete
Michael,
Alonso. Lindor
priority
at
number
first
one
with a
is
good
get this
lead. Now
series
time
win.
is called.
And maybe it'll heat up today. We'll see.
Outfield pretty deep, as you'd expect. Peralta
But
very deep
I already
and left.
see Alonso taking
Bumgarner
pitches a
from the
lot
third
better
base
than he
side
did
of
the
the
last 2
rubber.
nights. So that's good to see from
1-2.
Alonso at the plate.
High fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mets scoring their first run here in the first inning. Brought to you by Sloman's Home Security. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit Slomans.com to find out how you can get a free home security system and professional installation. 2 balls, 2 strikes pitch. Alonso, it's a grounder toward third, foul down the line. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's 3:30 down the lines here at Chase Field. 374 to the gaps. Then 413 to the deepest parts of the ballpark, just to the left and to the right of straightaway center field. There is an overhang. The home run porches out there that hang over the 413 signs in those respective parts. And then 407 to straightaway center. About a
Oh, that's awesome, Michael.
20-foot
Hopefully
high
you
wall
enjoyed,
to
buddy.
get to the yellow line to get it out.
Well,
2-2.
that wasn't a good pitch.
Swing and a miss,
Good
strike 3.
swing by
Bumgarner
Alonso.
pulls
That
the
slider.
string, throws the
that
changeup,
changeup.
punch out Pete. And there's 2 outs with Lindor still at
Alonso's
first.
still out in front
1-0
in
Mets
his,
to the batter, Eduardo Escobar.
at bat so far. He was
Batting
taking
from
some
his
good
natural
pitches,
side,
but
the right
that
side
last
against
swing
the
didn't look
lefty.
good. He was
Bumgarner,
very out in
Escobar
front.
still looking for his
So we got
first hit
2
in
outs,
this
man on
series.
first, 1-0 Mets.
Back
Escobar
in
at the plate.
Arizona, Escobar was hugging and kissing everybody on the Diamondbacks side the other day when the series began. Popular guy everywhere he's been. Bumgarner throws to first as Lindor goes back standing up. Escobar with a home run, 5 RBIs. He has 9 extra base hits in his first 15 games, batting .275. He's walked a lot. His on-base percentage, .422. First pitch.
Escobar was one of my favorite signings of the
Something that
offseason.
he's really thinking about.
When I first saw the 3 signings with Connor, Marte, and Escobar, I think I said it
that it is something that
in the offseason. I said it in my streams. I thought that was the best signing they made, besides offensively, position player wise. Obviously, Max Scherzer was the big signing.
Taking pitches and being ready to hit.
Lane,
His
I'm
career
going to be
high in
positive. I'm
walks,
going to say
52.
yes.
He's never been a guy to
Yeah,
walk a
Michael, you
lot.
know what?
48
He's just
last
in a
year
slump.
his
Every
All-Star
player goes
season.
through it.
2-0.
He's just going through it right now. I think he'll be
Ball
okay,
drops
though.
in for a strike, 2-1. He's already a quarter of the way to his career high, only a tenth of the way through this season. 2 balls, 1 strike on Escobar. 1 out, Lindor at first. 1-0, the Mets have the lead. First inning in the finale of this series as time is called. And Escobar gets out of the box, takes a big practice hack. 2-1 pitch. Escobar lines it toward third. Nice pick by Alcantara on the short hop. Fires to second.
All right, guys. So the Mets got a run in the first inning. Not so bad. We got that leadoff base hit by Connor, and then the error got him to second base. And Lindor gets the base hit to bring him home to give the Mets a 1-0 lead. So far, so good. At least the Mets got on the board early and gave a run for McGill. Let's see if McGill can come out and pitch much better than he did against the Giants, even though he still went 6 innings and bared down, kept the Mets in that ball game for them ultimately winning that game against the Giants. So see if McGill can come out and have a nice dominant performance today. That would be very nice and save the bullpen a little bit. 6-7 innings is what I'm looking for from McGill, and we need that because our bullpen has been taxed the last couple of games. Yeah, Frankie, you know what? I wasn't thrilled with Javi Baez. I think what the Mets wanted to do is get all that toxic environment that they had last year. Baez, Stroman, all those guys. I just think they were a bad I think Baez was a terrible influence on Lindor. Stroman was in a toxic situation, and I think that's one of the big reasons why Michael Conforto wasn't brought back by the Mets before his injury, because I think Conforto was one of the issues as well. So as much as Baez is the better offensive player, I just think the Mets wanted to go a different route, get more professional players who are good team guys, good clubhouse guys. That's where I think they wanted to go. McNeil has been playing well this year, so I'm not too concerned. I think the righty, to have an extra righty on the bench would be nice for sure. But at the moment, it's not really killing us, especially with the DH. You don't have to worry about a lot of double switches, pinch hitting opportunities, double switches. So they're not really going to be, your bench is not too much of a huge priority, especially with the DH nowadays. But I understand your point, Frankie. All right, guys, so here we go. Colin McGill is on the mound. Mets lead 1-0.
Run at the top of the first against Madison Bumgarner. Francisco Lindor with a base hit scored Mark Canha. It's an unearned run because Canha was moved to second on a throwing error by Sergio Alcantara. First pitch to Varsho. Fastball strike on the outer half from big drip. Tyler McGill, 6'7" right-hander. Solid start this year. McGill, a 2.20 ERA in his 16 1/3 innings. Works from his modified windup. David Peralta, the batter. 2 out, nobody on. Fan favorite here in Arizona. Peralta, left-handed batter against the righty McGill. No Ketel Marte in the Diamondbacks lineup today. It's certainly a break for the Mets. First pitch, Peralta pops it foul. Looking up into the green ceiling here at Chase Field. The roof is closed. It's a beautiful day. It's warm. It's clear. See a little bit of the atmosphere in the background with the panels open in left center and right center today, but the roof is closed. No balls and 1 strike on Peralta. Pitch. High strike from McGill, a curveball. It's 0-2. It might be a little on the warmer side today, but this is Arizona. It's not even close to 100 today. Might get to 90. Big deal. Pop that thing open. It's getting the elements. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Tyler McGill with the curveball. And an excellent bottom of the first. He struck out 2.
All right, guys. So that was a nice performance by McGill in the first inning. 1-2-3. We like to see that. But very nice to see McGill coming out there and throwing bullets right now. I like to see that very much. So 1-2-3. Mets got a 1-0 lead going to the top of the second. So once again, guys, when the inning starts back, don't mind me. I'm just going to run and get my tea, be ready to go. So don't mind me, guys. So nice performance by McGill in the first inning. Let's see if he can continue that, and the Mets continue to get some more runs. RJ, LGM, buddy, let's go. Yeah, I agree. I truly think that the offer, again, Michael Conforto was going to have a good year and get paid more than what the Mets offer him. Just, it's unfortunate. That's baseball. That's what happens. And Ryan, I do agree. McGill, another hidden gem. Yep. I agree. 100%. He came up just the same way DeGrom did. Nobody really knew about him. Wasn't a highly regarded prospect. And guess what? Johnny, you see that T-shirt? Which one? The one behind, the towel behind me, or the T-shirt I'm wearing? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry about that. I walked away and I might have clicked on it on accident. I'm sorry about that. Let me just make sure you guys can hear it now.
Home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today and listen to WCBS News Radio 880.
All right, guys, can you hear that better? Oh, thank you, JD.
Second inning in Arizona, 1-0. The Mets have the lead against the Diamondbacks. J.D. Davis will lead things off against Madison Bumgarner. We're in the top half of inning number 2. Mets got to Bumgarner with a run in the first. And now Davis stands in. Davis appearing in his 10th game, just 4 hits in his first 20 at-bats. 1 double. First pitch. Bumgarner delivers high. 1 ball and no strikes on Davis.
Oh, no, this was a giveaway last year, Johnny. It's a Lindor black jersey that they gave on a Friday night last year.
His timing down.
All right, guys, I'm going to get my tea now. Sorry about the audio.
Playing time. 1 ball and no strikes. Bumgarner's pitch. Curve down and in. 2 balls and no strikes on Davis, who is 2 for 9 lifetime against Bumgarner. Luis Guillorme and James McCann will follow here in the top of the second. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Bumgarner throws a lot of cutters these days. His 2-0 pitch. Fastball strike on the outer half, 2-1. The cutter right there from Bumgarner. Well, he's cutter about 53% of the time so far this year. Fastballs and curveballs from there. That cutter's kind of replaced his slider that he used to have. 2-1. Davis holds up, but it's a strike on that cutter, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on J.D. Davis.
He tightened up that slider around 2017. That's when it morphed from a slider to a cutter, but he threw more cutters in a start than he ever had before last time out.
2 balls, 2 strikes the pitch. Curve low and away, 3-2. Bumgarner has not used that cutter as his primary pitch really until this year, it seems, as he has started to do that. Trying to tinker as he gets older, 32. Well, Jacob deGrom is older than Madison Bumgarner, which I think a lot of people find surprising. 3 balls and 2 strikes to pitch. Davis lines toward left center. That's a base hit. Varsho goes to get it. The Mets have their 3rd hit against Bumgarner. Leadoff single for J.D. Davis here in the top of the 2nd. Bumgarner came up when he was really young. First-round pick in 2007 out of high school. And he was in the big leagues just about 2 years later. A month after turning 20 years old, he made his major league debut. And he was so effective early on in his career that now that he's only 32, it seems like he's been around so long. He has been around a long time, but he was so young when he came up. A lot of mileage on his 32 years, different than DeGrom. First pitch to Guillorme. Strike on the inner half, 0-1. Addison Bumgarner from Hickory, North Carolina. The town is actually referred to as Bumtown. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch. That's lined toward the left, 0-2. It's because there used to be so many people with the last name Bumgarner in that town. The town got the nickname Bumtown. Really has nothing to do personally with Madison. Just a long line of Bumgarners that have come from Hickory, North Carolina.
No, Manny, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No balls, 2 strikes on Luis Guillorme. Getting started second base. No Robinson Cano, no McNeil in there today.
Saucy, that's a funny one right there.
Guillorme takes
I tend to agree, though.
Ball 1.
But, he's living a life in Arizona.
Walter says he thinks he's got
just
the right
relaxing on his
formula
ranch.
for how to use Cano, how many days off he'll need, how many days in the lineup he needs to be effective. I haven't seen Robbie really start to hit yet. Buck thinks it will come as the weather warms up. 1-2 is swung and missed, strike 3. Cutter wipes out Guillorme, and Bumgarner has his 2nd strikeout. 1 down, 2nd inning. Davis at first. And now James McCann.
See, James McCann
Download
can
the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live
get a little bit of
pitch,
momentum
breaking
from that
news,
home run in
player
Game 1,
updates, stat
even though he didn't
reports,
play
and
yesterday.
more for your New York Mets.
That's right, Lane and Max going tomorrow night. But first, we got to worry about today's game and get that W.
2-run homer was McCann's first home run this year. He's also homered in his career against Bumgarner.
Well, Ryan, I'm hoping that they cut him. By May 1st when the roster goes from 28 to 26.
First pitch. Curve is in there for a strike on the inner half, 0-1. McCann has been the primary catcher over Tomas Nido, although the playing time has been fairly even, not quite 50-50, but 60-40, the 0-1 in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. We might see Tomas Nido tomorrow. We saw him yesterday, but tomorrow's Scherzer's start. And so far, Nido has caught Scherzer every time out. That includes spring training, so we'll see if Tomas gets the start again tomorrow against the St. Louis Cardinals. 1 ball, 1 strike on James McCann. Bumgarner's pitch. McCann, it's a roller towards short. Ahmed grabs it, flips underhand to second for 1. Perdomo to first 2. It's a double play off.
All right, guys. So, the McCann expected double play happened. So the Mets did get a hit from Davis, which was shocking in itself. But the Mets didn't do anything else at top of the 2nd. So we're going to the bottom of the 2nd. Mets lead 1-0. Again, it seems like the Mets seem like they're a little bit on point when it comes to getting hits off of Bumgarner. But again, Bumgarner finds a way to get things done. Once again, Nomad, thank you so much for the super sticker, buddy. I really appreciate it. Ryan, yes. Oh, yeah, Saucy. Yeah, McGill, like I said, he's similar to DeGrom, the way he came up. Nobody knew about him. He came up because of injury last year, and he did amazing. And you know what? His stuff works well in the majors. If he can figure it out like DeGrom did, well, now we have a guy that can be, a top 3 in the rotation easily. So that's great to see as well. Ryan, they DFA'd Pollock because – I'm sorry, Pollock. That's your name. Sorry. Peterson because he's not going to pitch in 5 days. The Mets needed the bullpen arm with Medina because of all the bullpen game yesterday and the arms they used yesterday on Game 1 in the bullpen. And Peterson is not going to make that next start because Walker's going to be ready. So Walker's going right back into the Peterson spot Peterson will be back pitching at one of the games in a doubleheader on May 3rd against the Braves at Citi Field. So it just works out that way that you actually have Peterson going to the minors because he has options, and he's not going to pitch for at least a week now. So he gets the start. He'll have another start. When he gets to his 5th day, he'll pitch for AAA and then be ready for that doubleheader on May 3rd. So that's the reason why they brought him down. Well, Geraldo, at the moment, he's supposed to have MRI tomorrow. We'll get more news about it. Hopefully, we get good news for DeGrom. So once again, guys, the game's about to start. So here we go. Bottom second, Mets lead 1-0.
On as Bumgarner currently had some sort of issue with Greg Gibson. Christian Walker leads off the bottom of the second, followed by Seth Beer and Jake McCarthy against Tyler McGill, who works from the first base side of the rubber. First pitch from McGill. Fastball inside, ball 1. McGill was a big deal to the Mets last year with the way that he took the ball, especially in the second half. The Mets were short so much in starting pitching, and McGill gave them some necessary depth somewhat out of nowhere. McGill was just starting to break out as a prospect last year. 1-0. Fastball strike on the outer half, 1-1. But as he's elevated his game this year, well, his importance to the Mets has elevated as well, especially with Jacob deGrom out and with Taijuan Walker unavailable for now. Although Walker is likely to rejoin the rotation next weekend against the Phillies. 1-1 pitch. Check swing and a miss. Slider might have been called a strike anyway by Greg Gibson. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Walker. 1-0, the Mets have the lead. Bottom of the second. Mets hope to get some news on DeGrom maybe as soon as tomorrow. He's due for his MRI tomorrow. McGill's 1-2. Fastball right down the middle. Strike 3 call.
Check up on McGill.
Walker
there we go.
Looking for something else. McGill gave him 96. Right down the pipe. 3rd strikeout for Tyler McGill.
Maybe, Lane. We'll see.
One out here
We
in the
will
bottom
see.
of the second as Seth Beer will bat
A
next.
decision will be coming in the next week or so. For sure.
There was a report yesterday that DeGrom already had his MRI and the Mets were waiting for results. That's not the case. The MRI is coming tomorrow for Jacob. That was the original report anyway. That would be on Monday. So we'll see if there's news tomorrow, Tuesday at the latest. The Mets can start to form a new plan with Jacob deGrom. First pitch to Beer. Breaking ball is bounced toward the mound. McGill to his left grabs it, flips it over to
All
first.
right, nice quick 2
As
outs.
Beer bounces out on the first pitch. Thought that ball might have hit his foot. The way that it bounced, looked like it kind of took a misdirected turn, but guess not. Beer bounces out softly toward the pitcher's mound. There's 2 up, 2 down here in the second.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me, too. And the way that Gibson kind of came out from where he was standing behind home plate, it looked like he was ready to wave a foul ball. But easy comebacker for McGill.
Just had some funky spin to it off the bat. Now Jake McCarthy is the batter. 2 out, nobody on. 1-0 the Mets lead. McGill's retired the first 5 that
Yep,
he's
that's what I'm
faced.
expecting from McGill.
McCarthy,
McGill's a good
left-handed
pitcher, man.
batter,
There's no
hitting
doubt
just
about it. His stuff
136.
translates to the majors. He
First
just has to
pitch. Strike, and
put
it's
it all
0-1.
together, and then he
Buck
could be
Showalter
just
says
as good
that
as
DeGrom's shoulder has been
DeGrom
fine.
was
It's
when he
been
came up.
responding well to whatever
And he's
tests
already doing
Mets
that,
have
which
been
is nice
giving
to
him.
see. His fastball
He's
is
headed in the
97,
right
98
direction.
today,
The
which is
MRI
perfect.
will confirm that in their hopes. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball blown by McCarthy at 97. It's 0-2. Tyler McGill just pumping in strikes. He's only thrown 15 pitches to get 5 outs. 13 strikes, just 2 balls. That's in line with his strikeout to walk ratio so far. 18 Ks, 2 walks to begin the season. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike
Nice
3.
pitching by McGill.
McGill.
3 outs. Nice 1, 2, 3 innings in the first and second inning for Tyler McGill. That's exactly what we were missing last game against last start from McGill. McGill's fastball is down in the Giants series around 96, 95, 96. Today it's 97, 98. So that's nice to see that he picked up his fastball a little bit. Maybe it was a mechanical issue, but he's looking dominant right now, and that's exactly what we need. And getting that offense back out there to score some runs. Once again, guys, if you want to become a member of Talking Mets and Rob, when you become a member of Talking Mets and Rob, you do get a channel sticker, a couple of stickers. It's my logo that you see on the screen. and the channel logo. That's the sticker that you'll be getting, and also all the perks that are going to come with it. Most of the perks are happening soon for all the members very, very soon. I was waiting for the season to start to get into the groove a little bit to do like live stream just for members and other perks as well. You get when I do a video, you get the video earlier than everybody else, an hour before anybody else sees it. Also, I will be doing backgrounds for phones, picture backgrounds. Maybe it'll be of like Tom Seaver's statue. I'll be making digital arts that I will send you guys if you become a member. And also, the big thing, when you become a member, you get in the running for free giveaways, Mets tickets, and yes, that's on the road as well. You don't have to be in New York to be at Citi Field. If you win a ticket giveaway, I will buy you tickets to your destination or wherever you might be going or living. If the Mets play there, you get that as well. Ticket giveaways, bobblehead giveaways, gift card giveaways, and merchandise giveaways as well. So that will be happening very, very soon. A little bit, probably by the next few days, I'm going to do a giveaway for the members. So if you want to become a member, make sure you click on that join button. So we're going to the top of the third. Mets lead 1-0.
1-0 Mets. Third inning about to start. Play-by-play. Here's Jake.
Thank you very much, Wayne. First pitch from Madison Bumgarner to Travis Jankowski is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, McGill's gone 6 up, 6 down. He's struck out 4 back-to-back 8-pitch innings, Wayne. And so the Mets have a 1-0 lead in the top of the third. And Jankowski bats for the first time.
Thank you, Johnny. I really appreciate the support.
Left-on-left matchup with Bumgarner.
So we got 9-1-2 up
in on the
for the
grass
Mets.
at third and a little bit more toward the line. Right leg kick from Bumgarner in the pitch. It's over the outside corner for a strike. That was a fastball.
Ryan, I agree. I think
it's
Foley's
1-1.
going to be one of those guys that are going to be sent down on May 1st.
Jankowski's no stranger.
And
to
Jose,
Chase
he
Field.
does have no
Played
stuff
here
today for
a
sure.
bunch as a visitor when he was with the Padres. The pitch. And it's over the outside
Jankowski
corner
is
again.
6
Now
for
1-2.
19 this year. Pretty good for a guy
Spent
who's
5
supposed to be a
years with
fourth
the Padres.
outfielder.
First 5 seasons of his career. He's played just about more games here than anywhere other than Petco Park. Ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. And it's inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's off to a good start this year, Jankowski. 6 for 19. And today is 10th game. Chucks up on the bat a little bit with 2 strikes. And the pitch. And on the ground, sharply towards second base. Perdomo scoops it up into his chest, and he tosses over to first. Jankowski's
Unconscious,
out.
I agree with
away.
that. He has that quiet confidence. We're like, yes,
We're
I
coming to you
know I'm
live
good,
from
but
the
I'm not
Bigelow
going to be
Tea
too cocky
broadcast
about
booth.
it.
Bigelow Tea,
I like that
grab a
about
mug
him.
and
He got that
proudly
quiet confidence like DeGrom. That's the
at
first thing I
top
thought
lineup
of
for the
about
Mets,
Tyler
and
McGill when I see him.
Marcana
He's got that
singled and scored to begin the game.
confident demeanor, that
Wound up at
calm
second
demeanor
base
on the
after a
mound,
throwing
like Jacob
error from
DeGrom did
Sergio
when he
Alcantara
came
at
up
third.
in
Came in to
2014.
score on Francisco Lindor's
That's the
RBI
guy
single.
that I seen in McGill when he came up.
3 infielders
And that's
on the
why
left
I like
side
him so
against
much.
Canna, a
He just has
right-handed
to
hitter.
figure out his stuff
With the
like he is
bases
right
empty
now.
and 1 out,
He's
the
going to be a
Mets up
very good
1-0
pitcher.
in the top of the third. First pitch. Canna takes his strike, curling over the outside edge, and it's 0-1. That was the cutter again from Madison Bumgarner. It's in the high 80s, 87.
Mets entering
88,
today have
89.
outscored opponents
Here's the
75
pitch.
to 47. That's
A little bit
excellent
softer, and
stat.
it's on the outside corner again for a strike, 0-2. That was the curve. Early on in this game, it's been a lot of cutters like we expected, but he's also thrown a few more curveballs than he did his last time out against the Washington Nationals. 0-2 pitch. And it's in there, called strike 3. Cutter on the low outside corner. Canna's down looking, and there are 2 outs. Brings up Starling Marte. Base is empty, 2
end the
gone.
lockout,
Mets up
buddy. There you go.
1-0, top
I was
of
waiting
the
for
third.
you.
Mets fans, let's get real. Mike's
Oh,
amazing
Nimmo
mayo
by
and
far,
mustard.
Johnny,
Want to know
by
if you're a
far.
real fan of the Mets, like Elizabeth F. from the Bronx. Just tell us why. You could win a special broadcast booth experience at Citi Field. Register today at WCBS880.com/Mike's Amazing Real Fan. First pitch to Marte, misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Now, when Canna went back to the dugout after taking strike 3, didn't have too much of a protest about the call from Greg Gibson. Got rung up last night. Here's the pitch.
Top
Missed
cat. Let's go
outside,
Mets,
2-0. And that one he did have a bit of a problem with. And Buck Showalter said earlier today that the players in the Mets dugout, they know the strike zone really well. And when they complain or have a bone to pick with a call, it feels like they're usually right. And that's been the case a good portion of this series. 2-0 to Marte. Up and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Base is clear for Marte here. That's been a bit of a rarity for him. Only had 20 at-bats or so with the bases clear. Here's the pitch. Marte takes his strike over the outside corner. That makes it 3-1.
Bumgarner still got that nice slider.
Infield is straight up, 2 on
He
each
just
side
threw
of
it to
second
Marte.
base. Outfield also straight away. Bumgarner deals again. Marte swings and misses over the top of a cutter. That makes it 3-2. It's been good so far in the command department for Bumgarner. 3 strikeouts, no walks. Entered today with more walks than strikeouts on the season. Payoff pitch.
I agree,
And a
climax.
ground foul down the third base line.
You know, we win today.
3-2.
Atlanta lost. Washington lost. That's a five-game lead in the division.
Turned
I
in a
take
solid
that every
start
day of the
his
week,
last
buddy.
time out against the Washington Nationals. It was a game that the Diamondbacks lost 6-1, but Bumgarner went 5 innings, allowed 2 unearned runs on just 2 hits. Struck out 5, but also walked 4. Here comes another 3-2. Marte hits it softly towards shortstop. 1 hop for Ahmed. Long toward a first from the outfield grass. It's a little low.
All right, guys. So the Mets didn't score in that inning either. Still got a 1-0 lead. McGill's coming back on the mound for the Mets. Excuse me. In the bottom of the third, McGill has shut down the Diamondbacks 1-2-3 in the first 2 innings. It is nice to see McGill uptick in velocity in his fastball. As I said earlier in the last inning, he was throwing 94, 95, 96, which is well more than good enough. But it works well when he hits 97, 98 with his changeup, his slider, and his other off-speed and breaking ball pitches. You could see that his 95, 96 doesn't really have that giddy up in a Giant series like he has today against the Diamondbacks, hitting 97, 98. Very nice to see. And he seems like he's going to continue that. That's exactly what we need for the Mets. Right now, we need length from McGill more than anything. Obviously, we want zeros on the board, but length is very important to save our bullpen just a little bit. You know, if you can go 7 innings, that would be great for the Mets. You don't have to use a lot of pitches. That's exactly what we need to do right now to save the bullpen. And I think McGill is very well aware of that. And I think he's going to continue to pitch well today. The Mets got to score a couple more runs. Not always happy with just a 1-run lead right now because anybody can just hit get a lead on the ball and hit the ball over the fence, and then McGill gives up a run. But let's see if McGill can continue to put up zeros going forward. And Nair, I understand what you're talking about with Climax about scoreboard watching. Listen, when people say, oh, it's only April, don't worry about those games too much, these April games can bite you in the ass late in the game or late in the season. You know, that game that series that you lost to the Diamondbacks, God forbid if you lose this series, could haunt us going forward. So when people say it's only April, it's not only April. Scoreboard watching is important. You can easily mess with a division early on for sure. You want a couple of game lead for sure going forward. So going to the bottom of the third, Mets lead 1-0, guys.
We're looking for a 5th consecutive series win to begin the season.
RM, I agree. He has done that. He did it with Peterson in game 1 of the series
Kidder
today.
batting left. First pitch. And this is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. McGill has gone 6 up, 6 down.
I do
to
agree
begin the ball game.
with the bullpen. We need
And
a rest of
struck
bullpen going
out
into that
4 of
Cardinals
the 6
series.
batters he's faced.
We do have an off day on
2 in
Thursday,
each inning.
but it'd be nice to get a rested bullpen so we can use anybody we
Here comes
want
the
in that
1-0
3-game
pitch.
series
This
against
is
the
inside
Cardinals.
again. 2 balls, no strikes.
And then to get that day off, that will help us going into the Philly series at home.
8 pitches in the first inning. 7 of them were strikes. Threw 8 pitches in the second inning. 7 of those were strikes. Doesn't get much better than that.
So McGill, 3 balls in a row, missed the
2-0.
plate for sure.
Perdomo
And
takes
his
a high
fastball is
fastball,
already
3
down.
balls
He's
and no
throwing
strikes.
95, so that was a little bit worrisome.
So McGill goes back behind rubber a little bit, gets some dirt on his right hand. He's now missed with 3 in a row to start.
I did listen to the Braves announcers say that actually.
Only threw 2 balls.
I have the tablet. Oh, I was watching it before,
Here's a pitch.
and they said that it's only
And it's over
April.
the
It
outside
sounds
corner
great.
for a strike.
Now they can
5
say that
mile an
because
hour
they did what they
fastball.
did last year in the second half of the season.
Makes it 3-1.
They got hot and they took it right to the World Series.
3 infielders on the right side for the
Rain,
Mets.
because Major League Baseball
And
put
a
the new
pitch.
rule in.
Perdomo lifts it softly toward the second base position area, and Luis Guillorme in the shift makes the grab
So,
of the shallow right field
Last
grass.
year, this year,
Perdomo's out, one
MLB put a rule in that the teams can only
Sounded
carry
like
4
Perdomo might have broken his bat a little
uniforms.
bit.
So they had to get rid of 1.
Yeah,
They got rid of the
especially
road
Tyler
blue
McGill.
uniform.
Gotten his catch a
So
little
they got
bit.
the black uniform for the Friday
It's tough
nights,
not
the
to break
home
your
blue,
bat with
the white
96 on your
pinstripe,
hands.
and the gray
So
road.
7 up,
That's the
7
4 that the
down
Mets
for
have.
Tyler
on.
McGill.
They had to get rid of
And
1.
now Nick Ahmed comes to the plate.
So 1 out for McGill.
Number 8 hitter
Bottom
of the
third, Mets
Diamondbacks
lead
lineup.
1-0.
Mets up 1-0. Bottom of the third. Base is clear. 1 out. Now 3 infielders on the left side with a righty at the plate. First pitch from McGill. Check swing roller toward the first base side. Goes off the face.
They're showing on Pix 11
And it's
the
0-1.
difference of mechanics
Had
from
the nice
McGill
play
this
to
year
end the third
than
on
last year.
Starling Marte.
Higher
It's a play
leg kick
that
last year than
makes
this
look
year.
so easy. If you look at his defensive run save numbers over the last handful of years, he's the best in baseball. He's number 1 at shortstop.
2-time Gold Glover. 1 pitch. Popped up foul. First base side out of play. Quickly 0-2.
You never hear about his defense much, despite gold gloves, high number of defensive runs saved. Nobody ever says, "Oh, you got to watch Nick Ahmed play short." I mean, you never really hear that the way you may have with a guy like.
I agree with that,
Simmons
Climax,
or
but I also like the
some
racing
others that have
stripe
stood out
with that
defensively
pinstripe
over
as
recent
well
years.
that we wore in the late 80s.
0-2 pitch. Rolled foul, third base side. Hops down the third base dugout steps. Still 0-2. So Ahmed.
Yeah, but you know what? They can talk all they want right now, Michael. They're champions right now. But I get it. They are homers for sure.
We may not have as quick of an inning as the last 2, but still 7 up, 7 down. 26-year-old from Long Beach, California. Here's the pitch. It's softly on the ground to the left side. The second baseman, Guillorme, has it in the shift, and he throws across the diamond to retire Ahmed. 2 gone.
You know what? We're so used to Gary, Keith, and Ron, who have no problem calling out the team if they're playing bad. They're not afraid. They're not really. They're homers for the most part, but they'll say it how it is a lot of the time.
Today, Cincinnati Reds have snapped their 11-game losing streak. They top the Cardinals 4-1. That's they're headed to St. Louis to start a 3-game series tomorrow. Yankees finally got a good start from Garrett Cole, who struck out 9 in 6 2/3. And the Yankees beat the Guardians 10-2. Jose Herrera's at the plate and the pitch. Fastball over the inside edge, called strike 1. That pitch came in at 97 miles an hour, sponsored by Spectrum Mobile. Switch and save with Spectrum Mobile, nationwide 5G included. Restrictions
Ryan,
apply.
I agree.
Visit
Very spoiled with Gary Keith,
SpectrumMobile.com.
Rob.
No balls, 1 strike to Herrera, the number 9 hitter. The pitch, a little bit low, and it's 1-1. Mets are up 1-0. Bottom of the third inning. Base is empty. 2 outs.
I agree, Michael.
McGill's gone 3 up, 3 down twice. Trying to make it thrice. Here's the pitch. Low one inside. 2-1. .220 ERA entering today for Tyler McGill. That was after a bit of a bumpy start last time out. Gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. Did complete 6 innings, though. It was a gritty start against the Giants. 2-1 pitch. A little bit low again, and it's 3-1. Mets wound up winning that game 5-4 on Francisco Lindor's walk-off single in the 10th. From the first base side of the rubber, black glove set of the belt, kicking the pitch. Just a touch outside. That's ball 4. That's the first base runner the Diamondbacks have had today. A 2-out walk, and it's now back to the top of the lineup in Dalton Varsho.
Only the 3rd walk issued
I
by
actually got a
McGill
good
so far
point
this year.
when in regards to people saying it's only April. I'm gonna tell you guys why. It's a lot different
strikeouts and 3
this
walks
year
now
than in prior years. I'll get to that after the inning's over.
Struck out Varsho back in the bottom of the first inning. Got him with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. First pitch. Varsho rocks it to right field. Marte sprints in, has to play it on a bounce. It's a base hit. Herrera took a big turnaround second and now goes back to the bag. Marte with an excellent throw to third all the way in the air to Escobar.
Marte got a hell of an arm.
Well, it's interesting that Starling Marte has never played right field in the big leagues before this year because he has the traditional right fielder's arm, and he just let off a humongous throw to show that arm off from medium deep right field all the way to the third baseman Escobar on the fly.
Almost wish Herrera had kept going. It was a perfect throw.
All right, Diamondbacks got 2 men on with 2 outs. See if McGill can get out of this little bit of a jam.
So here's the switch hitter, Sergio Alcantara. 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. Mets up 1-0, bottom of the 3rd. First time there's been traffic on the bases behind McGill. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. First pitch. And there's a strike over the low inside corner, 0-1. Back in a familiar state, Tyler McGill pitched 2 seasons at the University of Arizona down in Tucson. Now lives there during the offseason, just about 90 minutes southeast of here. Here's the pitch. A little bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. He was at Loyola Marymount, then Cypress College, then the 2 years at Arizona with Jay Johnson, who first saw him when he was an assistant coach at the University of San Diego. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and now it's 1-2. And when Jay Johnson, who went to Nevada and then wound up at Arizona, got to Arizona, Tyler McGill was on his radar as somebody he wanted to bring to the Wildcats program. And so he did. And McGill pitched mostly out of the bullpen for the Wildcats. 1-2 pitch. In there,
nice
strike
pitch.
3.
So McGill got out of that one. All right, guys. So what I wanted to talk about why the games are so important now, even more important than they were in years past, in any month of the year, especially April too, is because of this. Because there's an extra wild card team. Remember, 6 teams in each league, 3 wild card teams, 3 division teams. Records matter, yes, but there's a big possibility that you could be tied record-wise with a team either in your division or in another division, and then what they go by, if you have the same record, is face-to-face games. Who has a better record against each other? That's why it's so important as well, especially playing the West Coast team so early like the Giants. If the Mets and the Giants have exactly 95 wins and they got the same record, and say if the Mets don't win the division, if they don't have a better record against the Giants going throughout the season, they can lose that wild card spot. That's why it's so important now about games in April or May that some say is not as important as September. That's the bigger problem. And that's why I'm saying right now is the issue when it comes to people saying, oh, it's only April. It really does not matter. It does matter. Because with this extra wildcard team now, records are extremely important now when it comes to wildcard teams, because you can lose out on being a wildcard team because, you expect the Giants, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Mets, the Cardinals, the Brewers. That's already 6 to 7 teams that are fighting for 6 spots if you don't win your division. So now you got a couple of teams. You have to worry about season teams you face during the season and having a winning record in the season series against those teams. You don't want to go to a tiebreaker based on series wins against that team. That's the last thing you want to do. So that's why I think it's important much more now than it was in the past, even though every game is important, because there's always a game in April where you can look back and say, oh, man, if we would have won that game. So here we go, guys. Top of the foot, Mets lead 1-0.
Middle. Brought in Mark Canna for the game's only run. That was back in the top of the first inning. Bumgarner into the windup and the first pitch. And Lindor takes a strike over the low outside corner. It's 0-1. Middle infielders are back. Third baseman Alcantara's even with the bag at third. Walker way off the line at first. 0-1 pitch. Curls over the outside corner. Bell tied for his strike. 0-2. Another one of those cutters from Madison Bumgarner. Now with 2 strikes, Alcantara backs up at third base. Here's the pitch. Lindor hits it softly on the ground to the right side. Walker plays it from his first base position. Nobody's covering the first base bag, and Lindor's
nice
safe.
Hustle by Lindor on that.
And it's an infield hit for Francisco
right
Lindor. It was hit so softly that Perdomo, the second baseman who was playing deep, didn't really have a chance to get there. Walker, who was playing off the line, did, but Bumgarner never covered the bag.
It's almost like a perfect push bunt when you're just trying to push a bunt past the mound, knowing it's going to be a base hit. That's pretty much what that was, except a full swing from Lindor made it go in the right spot. Really nothing Arizona's defense could do the way they were set up.
So it's a leadoff hit for the Mets in the top of the fourth.
Let's see if Pete can do some damage. He's been struggling. See if he gets his
first and nobody
offense
out.
going.
Alonso comes to the plate. Now Lindor's just got to make sure he doesn't get hit with a baseball, right?
I agree.
I believe that happened twice yesterday.
Pretty unusual. Buck Showalter said he's never seen anything like that.
You've been around a while, too. First pitch to Alonso, and Bumgarner, looks like he slipped. Pitch missed low and inside for ball 1. Bumgarner tripped off the mound.
And when Bumgarner's working from the stretch and goes to the slide step, he really doesn't lift that right leg very high. And I think it made contact with the ground before he was ready for it to. And that kind of caused his delivery to get all out of whack.
See if he can settle it out now. 1 ball, no strikes on Alonso.
Very good start for Lindor, for sure. No matter.
Here's the pitch. Alonso bounces it to third base. 1 long hop for Alcantara. Throws to second. 1 out there. Perdomo's relay not in time. Alonso beat it out. So the Diamondbacks get 1 out, but not 2. Puts Alonso at first with 1 out, and Eduardo Escobar comes to the plate. Earlier today, Buck Showalter, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor were talking about those couple of plays yesterday where the batted ball hit the runner, specifically the one where Alonso dove and then it hit Seth Beer behind him. But Beer was called out.
Yeah, he's out in front of a lot of pitches, Ella.
And it was a bit of a teachable moment, I think, for a lot of people, because it's not something you see too often, and it was a rule that most are pretty unfamiliar with. First pitch to Escobar. Takes a little high, 1 ball, no strikes.
There's pretty much nothing that Buck Showalter is unfamiliar with when it comes to the rules. Heard Max Scherzer bragging to Buck today about how he knew that rundown thing before Buck.
Escobar hits the pitch on the ground foul, third base side, 1-1.
Scherzer said it came up in his rookie year, and he knew that rule existed, even without Buck teaching it to everybody. But Buck Showalter feels like there's some advantages in the margins there to know those types of rules and to be a step ahead of Sometimes even the umpires.
1 ball, 1 strike on Escobar. Bumgarner deals. Escobar slices it foul out of play up and over the first base side netting. 1-2. And the key is that
Hey, I did get a couple of Giants.
defender has to be able to make a play
San
on the
Francisco
ball.
Giants
That's the
supporters during
judgment
that
call.
series.
The judgment was that
They want to
Robinson
support the
Cano
channel,
had a
they can.
chance to make a play on the ball that got past Pete Alonso. If that wasn't the case, if Cano wasn't in the area, it's a live ball because Alonso was in front of the runner. 1-2 pitch. Escobar hits a high fly ball center field. Varsho now sprints toward the gap and right, settles underneath it, reaches up and makes a one-hand catch. Escobar's out, 2 gone. And that's why later in the game, when Robinson Cano was hit by a batted ball, Jeff McNeil got the hit. Cano was out because the defender was behind him and had a chance to make the play.
All right, so we got 2 down, man on first. J.D. Davis at the plate. Got a single in the second
McNeil was
inning.
definitely happy on getting the hit. Nothing Jeff McNeil loves more than hits.
Here's J.D. Davis with a runner on first and 2 outs. Mets up 1-0, top of the 4th. Bumgarner settles back in. First pitch. Curveball hits the low outside corner, called strike 1. Well, if you want to look up the rule legalese, go find Rule 509 parentheses B. Thumb through that rule book you definitely have sitting at home. On 1 pitch. Check swing foul into the backstop padding. It's 0-2. And Torley Lovello, who played for Buck Showalter in spring training in 1991 with the Yankees, said that one of the things he picked up from Buck was that attention to detail. How he doesn't miss a thing. And that's something that Lovello has taken into his managerial career. No balls, 2 strikes on J.D. Davis.
Gregory, I agree. Gotta get more
Alonso at
runs
first
here.
with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Just low and outside, 1-2. Get ready for Rivalry Week at Citi Field. Go to Mets.com/tickets to be at the ballpark for the series against the Phillies starting Friday, followed by a 4-game set against the Braves. The 1-2. Curveball outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Also going to be a giveaway that weekend, right? The Francisco Lindor gnome.
The Bobble Gnome. It'll be Saturday.
Lindor said that it really does look like him.
I hope so. It is him in Bobble Gnome form. What's it supposed to look like? Pat Sajak?
Oh, you know how they go. The pitch. Davis checks his swing. Doesn't matter. Called strike 3.
All right, guys. So the Mets didn't score. In that inning, we're going to the top of the 4th. On bottom of the 4th, excuse me. Mets still lead 1-0. The Mets got to score some more runs here. But like I said earlier, guys, and it's ringing true right now, you have to get to Bumgarner early. Once he finds his groove, it's very hard to hit him. Even with the less miles per hour on his fastball, he still got very good breaking stuff. That's the problem with facing Bumgarner. You got to get him early. And the problem is the Mets only got 1 run in the first inning. And now he's a little bit in the groove now, and now the Mets can't hit him. So they better get it going soon. I trust McGill to probably not give up more than 1 run. It'll obviously be nice if he gets 0 or give up 0 runs. But again, the Mets need to start scoring. They're in a little bit of a slump right now. The last 2 games. Haven't really been manufacturing runs like they have the first 15, 16 games of the year. They're struggling a little bit. You know, some of the guys are coming back to earth a little bit. You know, Canna wasn't going to bat 800 forever. You know, Lindor is still hot. Alonso is struggling, which is hurting his team in the middle of the lineup. The bottom of the order hasn't really done much. You know, if, you know, with Nimmo out and McNeil out, those guys have been pretty good lately. But it's very hard to put them in with Bumgarner, who is very difficult to get left-handed batters. But right now, the righties are not doing much. How many pitches for Bumgarner? Let me see. Looks like 63 pitches for Bumgarner. So he might be at, he could probably go 90 pitches. So he might go another inning or two. All right, guys. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth. Mets lead 1-0. McGill is still on the mound.
Mets have a 1-0 lead over the Diamondbacks down the bottom of the fourth at Chase Field. Mets baseball is brought to you by your local Honda
Hey,
dealers.
Thomas.
Contact a dealer for a
I'll
great deal
definitely
today
get you
or
a
visit
beer. Fill those
tryhondadealers.com. David Peralta leads off the bottom of the fourth. Right-hander Tyler McGill delivers. First pitch fastball hits the outside edge.
Thomas, I'm not
Strike
100%
one.
sure. Darren
5
will
strikeouts
talk
for
about that
McGill.
probably
3
very soon.
scoreless innings. Didn't allow his first base
About where they're
runner
going to meet up in
until
Anaheim.
the third inning.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know that area too well. So I don't know if there's like a bar or like a bar and grill nearby. That's usually what Darren does for 7-line outings. Not 100% sure about that. But he'll give the details probably closer to when that game happens. And I think June.
This morning, too. You had the chance to get some Mets tickets from Tyler's mom, Julie. She was putting out some trivia about Tyler. I know her as Mama McGill.
Yeah, sorry, guys. That's game day. There you go.
Well, she would know the answers.
She's got all the answers. 0-2 pitch. Fastball high and outside. Ball and 2 strikes. First one, she asked what position Tyler played before he became a pitcher. First one to respond to get it right. Got a couple of tickets. 1-2 pitch. Peralta foul tips it in and out of McCann's mitt, so he stays alive. Still 1-2.
Well, what was the answer?
He was a catcher until he was a freshman in high school.
It must have been when the growth spurt came, because he would be a very awkward-looking catcher at 6'7".
6'7", he'd be the tallest catcher in Major League history. And Mama McGill, as you might know her, she posted a picture of Tyler in his catcher's gear. The 1-2. Peralta pops it up, back behind the pitcher's mound, left side of the infield. Escobar races in from where he was playing at third, and right next to the mound, he makes a one-hand catch. So Peralta's out, 1 away. Brings up Christian Walker. Base is clear, 1 out. Mets up 1-0, bottom of the fourth. So that was the first question. And then the second question that came a little bit later, same prize, was she asked people what Tyler's nickname was. And no, not what you're thinking. It's not Big Drip. She was talking about a different nickname, the one he had before Big Drip.
Well, can't be as good as Big Drip.
No, it's hard to beat that. First pitch to Walker. Breaking ball high and inside, and he spins out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, McGill didn't want that pop-up.
It was a curveball that got away over Walker's head.
I don't know what the bot is. I even put stricter rules for the chat, and it still gets through. It's crazy.
No harm, no foul. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, apparently,
at the moment, McGill got 42 pitches through the 1 out in the fourth, so that's good pitch count so far for a guy that we're expecting to go 7 today. But I would really like him to go 7, help out the bullpen a little bit.
Apparently, his nickname was Scooby.
Yep, that's not what you want to be.
It's not terrible, but it's not Big Drip.
Or when Adam Eaton was known as Spanky early in his life and tried to get rid of that when he got to pro ball. See Scooby being in that same category.
1-1. Fastball misses low and outside.
That's true, all right.
Strike.
I still like a little bit more cushion.
One of the interesting things about that
there goes that ball.
Nickname is that there wasn't really a lot of time for him to get that nickname when he was in Syracuse for just a couple of weeks last year. The pitch. And it swung on and drilled deep to left field. Canna looks up. That ball's gone.
Now we need runs, guys.
Tied at 1.
That was a shot.
A left center field blast for Christian Walker, his second home run of the series.
Well, we've talked about Christian Walker's very real power, and that ball was smoked. A fastball that got too much of the plate, and Walker hit it under the catwalk beyond the seats in left center field. That's a pretty long home run. Underneath the board out there in left center, the LED board that usually shows the Diamondbacks.
Well, it was a pitch he left right over the middle of the plate.
Walker had to hit that at least.
That wasn't a good pitch.
450 feet.
Got to get them runs scored now. That's for sure.
67.
That was a shot. Tip your hat on that one.
It's just the second hit that McGill's given up, but it's a big one. We're tied at 1 now in the bottom of the 4th inning. Seth Beer comes to the plate. First pitch. Misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. McCann hit his .452 in the series opener. So Walker topped him by about 15 feet.
McGill's are getting a
McCann
little
was
wild,
the longest home run in his
with
career.
his location.
1 ball, no strikes on Beer, and the pitch. Fastball high, 2 balls, no strikes. Base is empty, 1 out. Ball game tied at 1, bottom of the 4th. 3 infielders on the right side with the lefty Seth Beer at the plate. Big drip, trying to bounce back. The 2-0. Beer hits a trickler down the first base line.
So they're showing the Walker
scoops it up
home
next to
run.
the bag, steps on it
That
himself.
pitch from
and
McGill was
Beer's
supposed to be
out,
on
2
the
gone.
outside and high. It was inside and low, so he missed his
Brings
spot.
up Jake McCarthy. McGill got the big drip nickname from Cameron Maybin, but it was while he was in Syracuse. He was there for just a couple of weeks, which means it didn't have all that long to stick. But I guess when you got a nickname like Big Drip, you make sure that it sticks. So after the home run, a weak ground out. Now the first pitch to Jake McCarthy. He swings and misses through a fastball, 0-1. Back-to-back left-handed hitters against Tyler McGill and Beer and McCarthy. Here's the pitch. McCarthy flies it down the left field line. Canna glides over. Gets underneath it, reaches up, makes a one-hand catch.
All right, guys, so we're going to the top of the 5th. Walker with a long 467-foot home run to tie the game. Again, in that spot, McGill just missed his spot. It was supposed to be up and away. That fastball, it was up, it was down and in, right in the wheelhouse of Walker, and he crushed it. So, again, no matter how good of a pitch you are, if you don't hit your spot, major league hitters are going to kill it, and they did. That was a bomb. I mean, you can't do nothing about that. McGill missed his location. The hitter took advantage of it. It took him almost 470 feet. So now the Mets got to score runs for sure now just to win that game. So top of the 5th, the bats got to get going right now. Got to put some hits together. The Mets are a little bit of a slump right now. Getting people, we're getting people on base. We're not driving them in right now. So not a great time to be having issues scoring runs. But I have confidence the Mets offense is going to come alive, get some runs in this game, and win their 5th series of the year. So we got a couple of innings still to get it done, and I expect them to do that. And McGill, again, that home run, it happens. But I trust McGill to go on the next 2 innings or so and get the job done and keep the Diamondbacks to 1 run. I feel confident in that. So once again, guys, going to the top of the 5th, Diamondbacks just tied the game on a Walker home run, tied at 1-1, going to the top of the 5th. The bats need to get going for the Mets. Again, like I said before, the Mets needed to get Bumgarner early before he gets into a groove, and he's been in the groove the last couple of innings. So let's see if the Mets can start hitting Bumgarner and get ready to go and get that offense going. We got to get it going now, guys. So we're going to the top of the 5th, guys. Here is the call.
Tune to the flagship station for New York Mets baseball, WCBS, News Radio 880.
Luis Guillorme leads off against Madison Bumgarner. Ball game tied at 1, top of the 5th. And back with the play-by-play, here's Wayne Randazzo.
Thank you, Jake. Luis Guillorme will lead off the top of the 5th against Madison Bumgarner. Bumgarner from the windup. First pitch, Guillorme fouls it back, and it's 0-1. As we come to you live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth, Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. Game tied after a long home run by Christian Walker, 467 feet. Second longest home run he's ever hit in his career. This is why I love StatCast. 0-1 to Guillorme. Fastball, strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Not only can you look up which home run has been the longest. You could just watch it right there. Walker hit a home run against Clayton Kershaw in this ballpark that was 479 feet. So just about 12 feet longer than the one he hit against McGill. 0-2 to Guillorme. Fastball fouled away to the left. Still no balls, 2 strikes. And he hit it up to the restaurant in left field. He hit it just in front of the opening of the restaurant, next to where there's a big sign advertising the restaurant, which is not open right now. Will open later this year. Into the second deck and beyond. 0-2 pitch to Guillorme. Breaking ball down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one 467 feet to the catwalk in left center field beyond the bleachers. Mets have 4 hits against Bumgarner. They've all been singles. Arizona only 2 hits against McGill, including that big fly from Walker. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bumgarner downhill his pitch. High and tight. Guillorme bends back out of the way. It's 2-2. 5th inning sponsored by ELAC 825, building our bounce back. Of course, this ballpark, which opened when the Diamondbacks played their first game in 1998, originally known as Bank One Ballpark, now Chase Field for many years. Ballpark that Buck Showalter had a lot to do with helping create. 2-2. Looped foul toward the left, out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buck Showalter, the first manager in Diamondbacks history, and he was hired more than 2 years before Arizona played their first game. Buck managed the Yankees through 1995, and then as soon as Buck's contract was up with the Yankees, Jerry Colangelo, the owner of the new Arizona team, reached out to Buck and wanted to hire him as the manager right away. 2-2 the pitch. Breaking ball outside, ball
Nice
3.
at bat
So
for
Buck
Guillorme right now.
didn't
Looking
manage
at
in the
pitch
major
count over
leagues
there.
in 1996 or 97 because he signed his contract with the Diamondbacks before the 1996 season. So he helped build the organization. He hired scouts, helped design the uniforms, helped design the ballpark. 3-2. Fastball fouled back. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Guillorme. He said the foul poles got put in upside down originally, and they had to go back in and redo the foul poles so that they could be right side up. He said the netting was on the wrong side because the netting has to be in fair territory. 3-2. Guillorme fouls it off toward the left. Still
Guillorme
3
with an
balls and 2
excellent at bat.
strikes.
Even if he doesn't do anything here, he's working at
Another
pitch
idea Buck
count.
had is that he
Nice
wanted the
at bat by
catcher's lockers to be bigger than the other players because they have all that equipment. And he also wanted the catcher's lockers to be separated. He didn't want one catcher next to the other because he says often catchers are battling each other for playing time, and he didn't want the bad blood spilling over while they were standing next to each other in the locker room. 3-2 pitch. Guillorme lines it up the middle. Near the second base bag, Ahmed grabs it, throws on the run to first. It is close, but in time. Guillorme cut down by a half step.
That was a nice at bat by
hard,
Guillorme.
just over Bumgarner's head. Shortstop Nick Ahmed had to charge in, make the play quickly to retire Guillorme. So 1 out, 5th inning. Game tied at 1, and now James McCann will be
73 pitches for Bumgarner, 2-5.
I think
in the
McCann and
5th.
Nito's lockers are separated at Citi Field, so Buck Showalter making sure the catchers aren't near each other. 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th, game tied at 1. Buck says he didn't really have much to do with the uniforms, which has been credited to him. He said a lot of things have been credited to him here. First pitch outside, ball 1. But he did say that he and the clubhouse manager went to Macy's to get a mannequin one day. They didn't want any clothes. They wanted the mannequin. 1-0. McCann, it's a high pop-up toward right center. Carrying a bit as McCarthy goes back on it, but he's there. Makes a one-handed catch. As McCann is retired, 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. And now Jankowski will bat. The reason for the mannequin is because the Diamondbacks, even then, had so many different uniform combinations that the clubhouse manager would dress the mannequin every day so that the players would know as they walked by what they had to wear. Their hats and socks and whatever combination of jersey and pants they had. So the mannequin will be dressed in the proper uniform every day. First pitch to Jankowski. Fastball strike on the outer half, 0-1. Buck sounded like he wishes the Diamondbacks would have kept the purple and teal from the early days. I agree. I like that purple and teal look. The 0-1. Breaking ball low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Arizona wears Sedona red and black these days. Not every team has red or blue. Purple and teal was a completely different look the Diamondbacks had in those days. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jankowski. Bumgarner downhill. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Moving to his left. Ahmed gets to it. Spins and throws on target. In time.
Well, nice defensive plays by the Diamondbacks got them out of the inning. Mets didn't score. At least the top of the lineup's coming up in the 6th. See if McGill can hold the Diamondbacks to 1 run so we can get the offense back out there and see if they can do something in the top of the 6th with the top of the lineup coming up. Again, 6-2-9. It doesn't look good. McCann seems like an automatic out. Guillermo put together a nice at-bat, but didn't get the job done getting on base. Jankowski hit the ball up the middle. Can't do nothing there with a good defensive play. Again, Chris, I agree with you. I've said this since day one, the Mets signed McCann. McCann's a backup catcher. That's what he is. I got a lot of backlash from that over the last year and a half. He's garbage. He's not so much of a great defensive catcher where we can deal with the bad offense. The problem is that he's not great defensively. He's good. He's not great. If he was great defensively, I could deal with the offense being crappy. But because his defense is not great, he's got to hit more. The whole point, and Sandy Olson said this when he signed him, in the press conference when they signed him. He said they expect his offense to be what he was the prior to the year he got signed with that type of offense. He had a good offensive year, but it was also a contract year. I don't think McCann's that good of a player. I just don't think so. That's the biggest problem. So, once again, guys, the Mets, Diamondbacks tied at 1 going to the bottom of the 5th. See if McGill can hold it to a 1 run for the Diamondbacks and get the top of the order of the Mets in the top of the 6th and see if they can score some runs. Mets offense have been struggling the last 2 games. Haven't been scoring much at all. No manufacturing of runs, even though we had people on base. Mets got to get the offense going. All right, guys, so bottom of the 5th, Mets, Diamondbacks tied at 1.
Against right-hander Tyler McGill. Christian Walker, a long homer for the Diamondbacks, tying this game up. Mets scored in the 1st. They haven't since against Bumgarner. McGill from his windup. First pitch to Perdomo. A fastball strike on the inner half, 0-1. Buck Showalter didn't put a number or a limit on Tyler McGill publicly today. McGill's thrown only 50 pitches in 4+ innings. 0-1. Inside ball 1, but they did say they wanted to keep him a little bit shorter than where he's been. Whatever that means, Tyler McGill worked 6 innings in his last start and threw 87 pitches, both season highs. So I think he'd be short of that and those numbers today. We'll see. 1-1. Perdomo rips one foul toward the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Perdomo pumped out to second his first time. Mets 1, Arizona 1, bottom of the 5th. Outfield pretty deep for Perdomo. Infield overshifted to the right. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hill ready to go. Brings his hands down to his belt, back to his chest. His pitch. Swinging a miss.
Nice
Strike 3. High fastball, 97, letter high. We've seen
the
McGill
Diamondbacks got somebody warming up in the bullpen, so we might have Bumgarner out of this game.
Day.
We'll see.
Now 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Nice high fastball on
McGill
McGill to get the first
up in
out.
the Arizona bullpen, so Bumgarner could be near the end of his day. Nick Ahmed, the batter now. Ahmed with a beautiful play, ranging far to his left up the middle on a ball. Struck well off the bat by Travis Jankowski. Ahmed made the scoop, and then as he spun around, a perfectly accurate throw with a lot on it to retire Jankowski at first. It's a wonderful play by a great shortstop. First pitch, Ahmed takes a breaking ball low, ball 1. Jose Herrera on deck. Diamondbacks have struck out 6 times in this game. They've walked once, and they've homered once. 3 true outcomes, pretty popular with this Arizona team. 1-0. Ahmed rips one to left. That's a base hit. Going to get it, Mark Canha, but it's going to be extra bases for Nick Ahmed. As Canha fires it toward third, it's a 1-out double. The Diamondbacks have their go-ahead run at second.
That was a hanging change up there. Not a good pitch.
Pretty good couple of innings for Ahmed. A nice play behind the second base bag down the top of the fifth, and now he puts himself in scoring position in the bottom of the fifth.
Jose Herrera will bat now. He walked his last time, and Arizona leads the majors in percentage of 3 true outcomes. Over 39% of their plate appearances have ended in a walk, strikeout, or a home run collectively as a team. That's the highest percentage in baseball so far. Herrera added to that with his walk his first time up. His time is called. Runner on second with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Mets and Diamondbacks tied at 1. Arizona's been scoring more lately. They've averaged 6 runs per game over their last 4, after scoring just 2 runs per game in their first 11. 1-1, bottom of the fifth. Runner on second, 1 out. McGill ready, a belt tie set. Pitch to Herrera. Swing and a miss on the high heater. It's 0-1. Scoreboard update brought to you by the New York Lottery. Newest scratch-off games are on sale now. Try your luck today and you could bring home a win. Miami held off Atlanta 5-4. Braves hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the ninth from Austin Riley. It was part of a 3-run ninth inning, but Miami did get the victory 5-4. 0-1. Fouled back, and it's 0-2. Remember, it took until August last year for the Braves to even get above 500. As the Mets were crashing down, Atlanta built up, and the Braves overtook the Mets and won the National League East fairly easily. Not sure they'll have that luxury this year to wait that long to put things together. Atlanta now 7-10, although they will have Ronald Acuna back soon. The ball's in 2 strikes on Herrera. McGill's pitch. Swing and a high fly. Right center shallow. Jankowski and Marte come in. Marte calls, Jankowski calls, and it's Jankowski, the center fielder, making the catch. You know, Marte is used to playing center, but he's got to give way to the center fielder now as he's playing right.
That's what happens when you got 2 center fielders playing
not really bump into each other
in the outfield because they both like to take charge.
Nick Ahmed still at second, and now Dalton Varsho will be the batter. Dodgers lead the Padres 4-1 in the fourth. Kershaw needs 4 strikeouts to pass Don Sutton for the all-time Dodger lead in strikeouts. So he can get there today. Freddie Freeman has a homer in that game for Los Angeles.
Got to be careful with Varsho here.
Varsho 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Batting with 2 outs and a man on second here. First pitch. Fastball fouled away toward the left, 0-1. Mentioned Acuna coming back. He's aiming to return against the Mets a week from Monday when Atlanta and the Mets play for the first time against each other this year.
Of course, Acuna will come back
to
the Braves when they face the Mets at Citi Field in the beginning of May.
Got Baker Tilly trivia in this inning. Or maybe the next inning if Varsho makes a quick
Marte
out.
might have been pissed, but you know what? The center fielder always got to take charge, and Jankowski did.
He'll look back to second. Now his pitch.
Marte's got to get used to knowing that he's the right fielder, not the center fielder.
Baker Tilly trivia. Visit bakertilly.com to learn how our leading advisory, tax, and insurance professionals can help you bring home a win. Baker Tilly now for tomorrow. And Buck Showalter talking about his early days helping run the Diamondbacks and building toward the expansion draft as they tried to build that roster in 1998. They took 1 player from the Mets. Who was it? 0-2. Rounded foul toward the third base side. Varsho hit it hard. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Any idea? No clue. Jeff Suppan was Met at one point, was he not? He wasn't. Or no, he was taken in the expansion draft. Kareem Garcia, he was a Met after. Right? Wouldn't be it. No balls and 2 strikes. George Fiberglass again, is it? 0-2 pitch. Marshall, it's a high fly ball to right. Marte backs up, has a beat, comes in now. A few more steps in, and Marshall.
All right, so nice inning by McGill. A little worried, got that Nick Ahmed double, but got out of it with no problem. We got to start scoring. We got the top of the lineup in the top of the sixth. We got to get going. Excuse me, guys. Had a sneeze. Sorry about that. But yes, the Mets got to start scoring. Top of the sixth, top of the order. We got to get some runs now. McGill is keeping us in that ball game, pitching well. I can see him going to the sixth, possibly seventh, depending on the pitch count. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. Again, that home run, there's nothing you could do about it. He missed his location. Walker crushed it. So, but the Mets got to get going. We're going to see if Bumgarner's out of the game. They were giving him high fives in the dugout, so maybe he is out of the game, which is probably a blessing for the Mets since they can't hit him. But we will see. Mets need to score runs. They've been struggling to score runs over the last two games. Got to get it going. Once again, guys, don't forget to please hit on that like button. No, it's just a cold. It's been very weird here in New York with the weather. And, you know, because where I work, I'm on trucks. I'm on inside, outside a lot. I can never know. Nope, I don't got COVID. I got tested twice today. I took a home test, and then I went to a clinic real quick right after work. Joey, member of Talking Mets Around, what's up? I'm good. No COVID. That was the first thing I thought of. I left work early because of that, because I wasn't sure. I don't want to get nobody, sick if I am. So, but no COVID, just a little mild cold. All right, guys, so we're going to the top of the sixth, top of the order for the Mets. Let's see if they can do some good here.
First three starts, but none today. 4 strikeouts. Now it's J.B. Wendelken, the former Oakland A, who is in the ball game, replacing Bumgarner. Top of the order due up for the Mets here in the sixth, as Mark Canha will lead off.
All right, so Bumgarner is out of the game, guys, so that's good for the Mets.
Francisco Lindor.
Yes, Kevin, I'm good.
Win
Thank you so
another
much.
series. They won each of their first 4. First pitch coming. Canha takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Three infielders on the left. Canha had an infield hit, went to second on an error, and scored in the first. He has the only Mets run in this game. He was knocked in by Lindor. Time is called. Like a fly or something flew right by Canha's face.
Near nothing. They just took him out. I don't know why, but I'm happy. Mets going to hit him.
Greg Gibson back behind the plate. Give a little tap on the helmet to Jose Herrera. Count 1 ball, no strikes on Canha. Batting here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 the score. Deltai set from Wendelken, his pitch.
All right, I don't think he's going to go 8. I think 7 the most.
Strikes.
6 for sure. Well, let's get him some runs. He deserves to win this game.
Tomorrow.
He pitched well.
Busch Stadium. Might look like a different year in St. Louis when we get there and see Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright, and Albert Pujols in a Cardinal uniform again. 2-0. Canha takes low, ball 3. It's one thing to see it on TV, but it's going to be very strange to be in that ballpark and see Albert wearing a Cardinals uniform. 3 balls and no strikes on Mark Canha.
We're also going to see the sky.
See that? We'll see the arch in the background of the ballpark as well at Busch Stadium tomorrow night. 3 balls, no strikes on Canha. Pitch. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. Scherzer against Miles Michaelis tomorrow. 7:45 Eastern Time first pitch. Chris Bassett and Jordan Hicks Tuesday. Hicks probably will be on a shortened appearance, I would think. And then Carlos Carrasco against Steven Matz on Wednesday.
Kind of missed the ball right down the middle.
3-1.
Swung right through it.
Canna swings and misses. Fastball down in the zone. Full count.
Oh, Joey, man. Really appreciate that, buddy.
2 strikes.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Joey. Also a member of Talking Mets with Rob. I really appreciate it, Joey. Big thanks.
Mets and Diamondbacks tied at 1/6 inning.
Well, that wasn't a good at bat by
appearing in
Canna
his
at
6th
all.
game for Arizona this year. It's 3-2. Check swing and a miss, strike 3. Canna, after a fastball that had some movement down
Cheers
and away.
to you, Joey, with my tea.
Almost slider-like movement. Canna couldn't hold his swing. So when Delkin gets a strikeout, Mets bats
That was not a good at bat by
silence the last couple of days. 2 runs, 7 hits yesterday. Just 1 run, 4 hits through 5 1/3 innings today.
Joey is the man. Joey's a good guy. Good guy.
1 out. The batter Starling Marte. Baker Tilly
some
trivia.
runs.
We
Let's
asked
go.
you who the Diamondbacks took from the Mets in the expansion draft of 1998. First pitch to Marte, down and in, ball 1.
Really do. I really appreciate it, Joey. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Wild guesses.
Sorry, guys. My voice is going in and out here.
Art Gilkey, guys who may have crossed over to the Mets and Diamondbacks around that time, but this guy actually never pitched for Arizona. Corey Lytle was taken by the Diamondbacks. 1-0. Swinging a liner up the middle, base hit into left center.
That could be a double for Marte.
Marte rounds first, digs for second.
Yeah, that's a double for Marte. There we go.
He bobbled it for a moment. Marte gets to second.
Runner in scoring position with less than 1
Marshall
out.
never would have had Marte anyway at second base, but he almost gave Marte third by sliding after that ball and knocking it away.
Now we got a
from
hot
himself.
Lindor up. Let's see if Lindor can get this run in.
Picks up a 1-out double.
Lindor did get the first
Marshall might have
RBI of the
actually
game. The only
tripped a little
RBI
bit
of the
when he
game.
was trying to get to his feet and corral that baseball. And it was interesting talking to Travis Jankowski earlier, who's playing center field for the Mets. He said that one of the things about this outfield is when you've got a ball that's hit over a middle infielder's head, the angle that you take to those line drives is really key in making sure
Met
that you
fans are
hold a guy
getting
to a
loud in
single, not a
Arizona.
double. And Marshall didn't do that there.
He almost allowed Marte to get a third base. Starling Marte
Frankie.
grabs a 1-out double. Now Lindor, 2 for 2. Go ahead, run on. First pitch, breaking ball strike, 0-1. Baker Tilly trivia. Visit BakerTilly.com to learn how our leading advisory tax and insurance professionals can help you bring home a win. Baker Tilly.
Marte is stealing third, and he's going home.
The Mets in 97 was injured in 98. Never pitched for Arizona.
Speed kills. Speed kills.
Oh,
Sorry, I
Marte's
said it
running. Pitch is low. Throw to third. It gets
Let's
away
go.
to the left field. Marte hasn't realized it yet. Now he steps over the
Speed
third baseman.
kills. There you
He'll
go.
score easily as Starling
2-1
Marte
Mets.
helps give the Mets a
Speed
2-1
kills.
lead.
Let's go. Who needs to get a hit?
Marte broke for third. He had it easily, and the catcher, Jose Herrera, really had no shot. But he fired down to third anyway, and he threw it into left field.
They just showed a stat on the broadcast that
they might give
he's
the air
20
about
for
contact
30.
the third baseman because that ball
stealing third.
wide, but he got his glove on it. It kicked off his glove and rolled into left field.
Nice.
Marte scores on the
Let's
air.
go.
Now the 1-1 to Lindor. That's driven toward the left field corner. Long run, Peralta after it. Moving to his right, Peralta makes the running catch onto the warning track. And Lindor is retired. So 2 down, base
Let's
is
go.
empty.
There's that run we
Mets
needed.
now leading 2-1. Thanks to the Speed Report brought to you by Old Dominion Freight
Again,
Line.
so much different this
Official
lineup
freight
looks
carrier
with the
of the
speed
Mets
of
Radio
Marte.
Network. Learn more at
He's just a threat on the
odfl.com.
base path. It's
Old
amazing.
Dominion helping
They
the
just
world
showed
keep
that stat,
promises,
stealing
and
third,
Starling
20
Marte
for 30.
has promised to bring the Mets
And he steals
a lot
third,
more
and then the ball gets
steals.
away, thrown
So far,
away, and then he
has. That
scores
is the
on the
fourth
error.
stolen base for
Let's see if
Marte
Pete
this
can get
year.
some
The Mets
damage here
12
with 2
stolen
outs.
bases. Well ahead of their pace from last year.
We need Alonso to get
Team
going
stole
right now.
54 collectively.
Starling Marte, that was his 300 career stolen base. So, congrats to him.
Pete Alonso stands in here. First pitch. Blown away, ball 1. The Mets did not steal their 11th base last year until the middle of May. Let alone their 12th now as a team. Starling Marte The double, a
Alonso
steal,
is very
scoring
out
on
in
an
front.
error that they did give
Starting
to the
too
catcher,
early.
Herrera.
That wrong
Make it a
belongs to
2-1 Mets
Joey. I
lead.
agree, guys. I agree.
1-0 pitch to Pete. Swing and a miss on a slider, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Shout out to Joey. Joey did it. It's all about Joey doing that.
Alonso for 2, struck out his first time. Mets 2, Diamondbacks 1, 6th inning. Nobody up right now in the Mets bullpen, so it looks like Tyler McGill will pitch at least one more. 1-1. Alonso hits it hard to the left side. Perdomo sliding backhand stop, gets up, throws to first, dug out by Walker in time.
Another nice play by Perdomo to get Alonso. Again, the Mets got the lead. A nice double by Marte, and then his speed, stealing third base. They showed the stat. 20 for 30 in his career, stealing third base. That's 67%, they said. That's excellent. And then he steals third, throw gets away, run scores on the error. I mean, this is the difference. This is why I feel confident in this team that they're better than last year. We didn't have, they said it on the broadcast, the Mets did not have their 11th steal until the middle of May. They already got 12 in the first 2.5 weeks of the season. That's a huge difference. Speed is so important because not a lot of people do it anymore. Not a lot of teams steal bases. Not a lot of teams have a lot of speed in their lineup. The Mets knew with Nimmo and Marte, it's not even just the speed itself. It's the aggressiveness that I like from the team this year. The smart aggressiveness. Not the, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, the aggressiveness that we've seen of the years past with the Mets. But shout out to Joey. Joey got us that run, so shout out to Joey. Marte had something to do with it, but Joey was the big importance in this run score to give the Mets the lead. So shout out to Joey. Once again, guys, we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Mets lead 2-1 on Marte doing everything, but mostly Joey was doing the job today. So shout out to Joey. Joey can possibly have the winning run for the Mets, and we will see if the Mets can hold this lead. Joey, can you pitch? We might need you to pitch as well. General, exactly. Like I said, it wasn't a smart play by Marte the other day trying to steal a bag with 2 outs. It wasn't smart. But you take that aggressiveness because if he makes it, he's a genius. But his aggressiveness gets it done. All right, guys, so we're going to the bottom of the 6th. McGill is still on the mound. Mets lead 2-1.
The number 2, the letter T.org.
Sergio Alcantara leads off the bottom of the 6th against Tyler McGill. 2-1 Mets. McGill's only given up 1 run on 3 hits. First pitch, fastball high and away, ball 1. Starling Marte presented the Mets with a window of opportunity and then cashed it in all by
We need
himself.
a shutdown inning from McGill.
Presented by Window Rama, the window replacement experts. Let your project be their passion from start
Yeah,
to finish.
he's definitely
WindowRama.com
pulling
to set
off
up
for
a
sure.
free consultation. McGill gets his changeup over for a strike.
Roberto, that's exactly what
1 ball, 1 strike.
VR
Edwin
was.
Seta
Javi
is
Baez
warming
is
up
the same way.
in the Arizona
Most of the
bullpen.
Mets were last year. They were
Right-hander, up yet for the Mets.
They weren't very
McGill
smart on the base test. They were
64
being
pitches.
aggressive in bad spots.
Pitches here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mets
pitch.
entering today. Starters
Foul
8-2
pass
record,
first behind Dave
2.44
McKay,
ERA, second
the
in Major
Arizona
League
first
Baseball.
base coach. 1 ball,
Nice
2
to see.
strikes on Alcantara. Mets are 3-0 in McGill starts so far this year. Trying to win another Tyler McGill start. Trying to win another series.
Let's go, Tyler.
One
McGill
ball
got
and 2
66
strikes.
pitches in the 6th. If he gets
Left
through
leg
this
kick,
rather quickly,
pitch.
he might get the 7th as
Change
well,
up low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
which would be
on
excellent
Sergio
saving his bullpen.
Alcantara.
He already saved the bullpen so far. If he gets through the 6th, exactly what I was looking
Starling
for.
Marte really creating a run all by himself. Mets fans used to seeing that back when Jose Reyes pulled off feats in a similar way. Second time we see Marte do it. 2-2. Chopped foul toward the Mets dugout on the first base side. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Speed creates opportunities, and Starling Marte, the extra base hit, the stolen base, the error that he scores on. It's a one-man show out there for the Mets at the top of the 6th inning. Pitch. Swinging a chopper to first. Alonso backhands it. Underhand flip to McGill on the back for the out.
Nice play by Alonso.
He
Nice flip to
backhanded the
McGill.
ball
Went
that
out.
was at his feet. It's made for an awkward moment there as Alonso almost got twisted up a little bit. He was able to make the play. Retire Sergio Alcantara. One out. And the batter is David Peralta. So you don't see infielders backhand balls that are right in front of them. Normally when they reach, move to their right, they'll backhand the ball, but Alonso scooped that one up right to him with a backhand. And now Peralta's the batter. 0 for 2. He struck out his first time. McGill has fanned 6, 4 in the first 2 innings. First pitch.
Yes,
Peralta
Stevie, I
out,
know.
pops it up
Again,
foul
no
toward
matter
the
what
left
I
out of
do,
play.
I put restrictions.
0-1. When it comes to heating efficiency, Peerless Boilers and Pavilion tankless water
I
heaters are in a
agree.
league of their own. So go to
Joey
peerlessboilers.com.
has
for more
that picture
info.
while he's
Remember,
running.
Peerless
It's perfect.
Boilers, America's best built boiler.
Yeah, sorry about that bot, guys.
2-1 Mets,
I
bottom
give
6.
everything.
1 out,
I
nobody
block
on.
him.
1 strike on Peralta.
He uses a different I don't know what it is.
McGill
I
ready
block
his
it. I
pitch.
put restrictions. It still
3
doesn't
high
work.
with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
For some reason, that bot likes my channel, man. I don't know if he's on other streams, but likes my channel.
70th pitch thrown by Tyler. He's been very efficient with his pitch count, helping him get deeper into this game. Maybe the Mets
Joey, you're
may be
more popular
hoping
than me
for.
on my channel. You should
1
take
ball, 1
over.
strike. McGill's pitch. Swinging a foul toward the left. 1 and 2.
I'll
Mets
take
have
a
all
few
their
off days.
relievers available tonight. Lugo, Diaz, Trevor May. All should be available. Shreve as well. Mets have been able, because of their starters pitching deep into most games, Mets have been able to use their bullpen in an efficient way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Bounced in there by McGill.
I
It's 2 and
understand,
2
Joey. I understand.
on David Peralta.
Don't put yourself out there
Christian
if you don't
Walker
have to.
on
I get
deck.
it.
He homered for the only Diamondback run. That came in the 4th. Sunny, warm day in Arizona, although roof is closed. Panels are open. We can just long for this sunlight, staring out the panels, but can't experience it with the roof closed. 2-2. Hit hard toward the left side, caught by Lindor.
All right, the ball was hit hard, but right at
And
Lindor
Lindor reached
for
down
the
with the
second out.
backhand and made the catch.
I agree,
before the
Joey, as
ball
long as the
hit
Mets win.
ground. As David Peralta lines out. So 2 up, 2 down. Now the batter is Walker. Walker's had a good series, couple of home runs, including a long one today, 467 feet. 4th home run Walker's hit this year. 4 of his 9 hits have been home runs.
Got to be careful here. Walker's up.
Trying to get
Gotta
that
be
batting
careful.
average up after a slow start. Now he's hitting 173. McGill's pitch. Strike on the outer half, 0-1. Walker clubbed 29 homers in 2019. And we talked earlier in the series about how he's hit everything hard to this point this year, just hitting into bad luck. Hard hit rate over 50% for Walker, which normally means the base hits are coming if he continues to do that. They have in this series. 0-1. Skips up there, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
2 very different homers for him in this series, too. There was the one series opener where he kind of seemed like he got jammed a little bit, but was able to muscle it over the left field fence down the line. And then a 467-foot blast that was much more of a no-doubter.
Down is 1 ball, 1 strike, 2-1 Mets, 6th inning. Pitch. Slider low and away, and Walker laid off. 2 balls and 1 strike. Seth Beer, the left-handed rookie, on deck. It's bullpen quiet here in the 6th inning. Mets up 2-1.
Nice pitch by Miguel.
Miguel left leg kick is 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider that was up and in. Not exactly the right placement, but good result anyway. As Walker cut through it. 2 balls,
Right, 2 strikes. Here we go.
It's trying to win
Come
their
on, Tyler,
season
let's go.
series against Arizona. It's
Keep
already
that
done
lead.
after today. These 2 teams will not see each other again. Mets were 5-1 against the Diamondbacks
Let's go,
last
Tyler,
year.
let's
Trying
go.
to go 4-2 this year. win today to do it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Walker. The pitch.
Got him.
Swing and a miss.
Yes.
Strike 3. Devastating slide.
If McGill is done, 6 solid innings of 1-run ball. Excellent pitching performance by McGill. Gave up that 1 home run to Walker, but got him swinging in this at-bat. Nice performance. If McGill is done, he pitched 6 innings, which we needed from him. 7 would have been excellent. He might still go off for the 7th. We'll see. But 6 strong innings for McGill. Mets lead 2-1 going to the top of the 7th. Very nice performance by McGill if he is done. Again, we're gonna use our bullpen for the next 3 innings. If McGill is done, can you see May? Can you see Chase and Shreve? Can you see? Let's see who else. Ottavino. I doubt you see Ottavino, but we'll see. Very nice performance by McGill. Nice bounce back from the Giants game. Even though he kept us in the game in the Giants game, got a lot of hits off of the Giants. But once again, guys, McGill, very, very good performance in his start against the Diamondbacks. No, I think McGill's going to have to be a write-in for the All-Star game. Harley, what's up, buddy? Yep, do the hit. We need Alonso to get going, man. We really need Alonso to start hitting here. He's in a slump lately, so we just got to get it done. Got to get it done. I feel a lot more comfortable if we get a couple more insurance runs. Climax, I know, right? The internet. Wow. Imagine if you still had dial-up. Oh, my God. Whatever would we do? Oh, God. AOL. Yeah, exactly. Cheering on a guy whose speed kills and likes to stay low. Lay low and everything. You guys are awesome. All right, guys, so we're going to the top of the 7th. Mets lead 2-1. Maybe McGill will get the 7th. We will see. If he does, I'll be happy with that. If not, I'm still happy with that. 6 innings. This damn bot again. Jesus Christ. My Lord. So annoying. I do hope McGill stays in the extra inning. But, again, I'm not going to be too crazy about it. So here we go, guys. Escobar is leading off the 7th. Mets lead 2-1.
Mets will try to pad their lead. It's 2-1. Play-by-play. Here's Jake.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Uceta kicks and delivers. First pitch. And it's over for a strike bell tie.
Yes, we had that victory dance the other day.
Eduardo Escobar, switch hitter batting left, and he faces an infield with 3 infielders on the right
JD,
side. Diamondbacks
they might. Remember the during the Phillies series?
And it's another
I
strike.
think a lot of people were there. Where they all came in at the last minute when the Phillies came back with 5 runs to win the game.
Escobar's 0 for 2 in this
God,
game.
they're so annoying. Let's blame the Philly fans. Why not?
Going back to Chase Field, his former home. 0-2 pitch. A little bit high and outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
I do remember, but the internet wasn't huge when I was in high school. It was starting to pick up a little bit.
His former team
now. But I remember bringing my radio with my little earphone.
Escobar hits in the air.
Obviously we had wires. We didn't have a lot of Bluetooth back then. And I used to have it in my right ear because I used to sit against the wall listening to Mets games in April when I was in school, when they played day games.
1 up, 1 down. It brings up J.D. Davis. Designated hitter. Yeah, but Escobar is somebody, Torey Lovullo said, just brightens up a room.
They're showing Dunkin' Donuts on the telecast.
The case too.
I would like a donut. Yeah, there, exactly.
Davis
I would like one of those donuts
right
now.
Back in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 4th.
Got a couple of glazed. Looks like a couple of chocolate glazed.
Kicks and delivers.
Some sprinkled ones.
Davis swings and misses over his sinker. 1 ball, no strikes. Mets have a 2-1 lead. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Base is clear. 1 out.
Rules exactly. That's what I worry about.
Chance of
shortening the game tonight seems off prior to yesterday.
Here's the pitch.
They had
1 ball, 1 strike.
Or prior to the series against the Diamondbacks, 17 straight scoreless innings. So they were pitching well.
78 pitches
but
for 6 innings.
They scared
5 of them for strikes. And he struck out 7. Only allowed 3 hits. One of them, though, was the home run. The 1-1. Davis foul tips it back. And it got a piece of Herrera. Ball and 2 strikes now. And Christian Walker hit his home run 467 feet. That was a solo shot that tied the game in the 4th. before the Mets retook the lead in the 6th. It's our Power Report, sponsored by the Tri-Acura dealers. 0-2 strikes on Davis.
Yeah, you know what, Ryan? You're right about that.
And here's
About
the
Japan in 2000.
High and outside.
I do remember that. I woke up early before school too. I remember that.
Again,
I was,
box.
oh my God.
Same
How old
box
was
from yesterday. They're just
I was like 12 or
repurposing
13.
it for today's broadcast. Is that a whole
That's
new
how.
box?
That's all. I didn't remember because I was in
missing?
junior high
I didn't see.
in 8th
That's
grade.
not really a
Yep, I do
good
remember that.
barometer anyway.
Benny Agbayani.
2-2. Up and away.
That's
3
what I
balls,
remember
2
about
strikes.
Could be a box that's been eaten, and this could be the show box. I don't know.
You know what time they were? Because there's a donut place across the street here.
Well, they're Dunkin' Donuts. That's the big sponsor of SNY.
Yep.
Hey,
Benny
pitch.
Agbayani with the grand slam, right?
Flare down the
Remember
left
that.
field line, and it sinks in.
I like
foul.
Benny Agbayani. He was really good for us for a couple of years.
Still 3-2.
Didn't
Sure,
last
there's
long,
plenty
but
of
he's a
good
good
local
player.
donut shops around Phoenix metro area, but sticking with
I
the
agree,
classic.
RM. I think he'll come out for the 7th.
What's
I
your
think he'll have
favorite?
a bullpen arm ready just in
My favorite
case,
donut,
but I would bring him out for the 7th.
like the chocolate on chocolate, the double chocolate.
Trying to eat vicariously here.
I think he came up a few games during that
Can't have a
year in
gluten-free
2017.
It's not the
I'm
same.
not 100%
Pitch.
sure. He might have a
Going
little
outside,
injury
skips
because
all
of
the way
it.
to the backstop. Ball 4 to J.D.
All right,
Davis.
so J.D. Davis took a walk. Nice at bat for
1-on-1 out
J.D.
for Luis
Luis
Guillorme.
Guillorme. Let's see if he can pitch.
Byron Buxton just hit a walk-off homer. The Twins
Neil,
to
I
beat the
have
White
not.
Sox. Buxton hit the game-tying and game-winning home runs. Yeah, that guy
Oh, that's cool, Ryan. Awesome.
might be finally showing his MVP caliber skills.
Michael, you didn't
Off
miss
to a great
much.
start.
You know,
When he's on the field,
Marte
he's
basically,
special. While the White Sox
stealing a run. Excuse me,
continue
Joey
to have some rough
stealing
injury
a
luck.
run for the Mets. That was our little joke.
Going Jimenez out for
But a nice at bat by
6 to 8
JD
weeks.
taking a walk.
Got some issues.
Finally, he
but
just swings
fortunately
at
for them,
everything, so it's nice to see.
so throw to
See if
first,
Guillorme
chases
can get a
back
base hit
Davis.
here.
They're playing in a division that's not very good right now. Nobody above 500 in the American League Central.
right now. Cleveland leads the Central, half-game lead. First pitch to Guillorme. He checks his swing, but takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. Mets lead the East, a 4-game lead, sitting at 11-5 to start the season and trying to move to 12-5.
No problem.
Clinch a
Michael.
5th consecutive series win. Before the road trip continues in St. Louis.
Naberto, I
One
don't
pitch.
think they will. Buck
Over the
seems to
outside
like to
edge,
keep the
Bell
lineup
tied
the
for a
way it
strike,
is,
quickly 0-2
unless it's
on
in a really
Guillorme.
big spot. Which I agree with you. It's a big spot right here, but I don't know if he will.
Diamondbacks
Buck
are
doesn't seem to do that a
Last
lot.
in the NL West, where
He likes to make the guys play through the
probably
games.
continue to be for most, if not all, of the season. Entered today at 6-9.
All right, nice base hit by Guillorme. Little bloop base hit.
0-2. Guillorme slaps it, and it goes over Ahmed's head on the right side of the infield. Dunks into shallow center. Davis stops at second base. Guillorme's on at first, and his runner's on first and second with one out for James McCann.
Benny and the Mets.
Diamondbacks had a shift to the
That's
right
awesome.
side, so Ahmed was playing to the right of second base.
All right, so we'll see if James
Looked like he
McCann
thought
can
about
get
taking a
runner
jump
in
and
here.
taking
The
a
runner in
stab
scoring
at it, but it was a
position.
little bit too high.
First and
Well, I think he
second,
was
one
really
out for the
trying
Mets.
to
You need a
fake
run
out
here.
J.D.
Got to
Davis.
score another run here,
Like,
at the
acting
least.
like he had a play when he really didn't, just to try to hold Davis up and maybe catch him sleeping over there at first, but Davis wasn't buying it and took off for second.
Chance for the Mets to pad their lead. 2-1 Mets in the top of the 7th. Runners on first and second with one out. James McCann at the plate.
Ouch.
Hit a homer in the series opener, 452 feet. First pitch. Inside, it hit him.
Prime opportunity for the Mets here.
Got away
Bases
from
loaded,
Rosetta,
one
and
out,
it hit
top of the
James
order.
McCann, and
This
now
is
the
where we
bases
put
are
the
loaded.
game away, guys.
Well,
Oof.
painful way to stay out of the
Ouch.
double play, but McCann hit into one earlier, and we know that he is
I think
susceptible
it's,
to those
it's up
double
there,
play balls.
there for sure.
Irrelevant now because
Right on the
he was hit
elbow.
by a
Ouch.
pitch. And the bases are loaded for a much faster base runner. Travis Jankowski due up as Brent
All
Strom,
right, come on, Jankowski, let's go.
Arizona pitching coach,
Sack fly. I'll
goes
take a
out
sack
to
fly
talk
here.
to Uceta here. Hopefully McCann's okay. That one got him on his bare left arm.
It's now the 13th time this year that a Met's been hit by a pitch, most in the majors. Just keep finding the baseball, and, well, finds them. Played umpire Greg Gibson.
They're
goes
showing
out,
Eric
break up the chat
Chavez
on the mound. Brent Strom turns
talking
around
to
and starts
McCann
walking back to
about
the
where
dugout.
is your elbow break?
We're
Where
coming
is
to
your
you
elbow
live from
pad?
Bigelow Team
McCann was like,
Broadcast
no, I
Booth,
don't wear
Bigelow
one.
Team.
And then
Grab a mug
Chavez
and
went
Team
like
Bradley.
this, dummy.
Bases are loaded, only one out at the
Jankowski
top of
grand
the seventh.
slam.
Mets are up 2-1, and
Jankowski gets a
widen
grand
that
slam. I'm
gap.
doing a giveaway for everybody. How about that? Little incentive. Do a giveaway if Jankowski gets
Took
a
the
grand
series
slam.
opener 6-5. Lost yesterday 5-2. Leading 2-1 in the series
You know
finale.
what? Ella, I
Now
understand. I would
Jankowski's
do
in the
that.
box. He's ready.
But Buck
The set
seems
is
to
ready
like to
on the
play
hill.
their players in the
From the first base
lineup.
side of the rubber,
He's
the
been
first
doing this
pitch.
all year.
Fastball high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Mets have Davis at third.
Gotta blow this
Diorme
game
at
open
second.
here.
McCann at first. The Diamondbacks infield is playing in the base path with Alcantara, the
Uceta
third
is
baseman,
very
in on the
wild.
grass.
2-0.
Walker playing in
Gotta
front
take
of
a pitch
McCann
here if you're
off the
Jankowski.
line.
There you go, Neil.
The 1-0 pitch.
I already got season tickets.
Runs
You want to buy mine?
inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Jankowski.
Gotta take a pitch here, 2-0.
Dalton Varsho in center is shaded a little bit toward left center. So playing the opposite way.
All right, 3-0. Here we go.
Here's the pitch.
Obviously taking a pitch here.
And it's outside.
Uceta is very
3 balls
wild.
and no
He's
strikes.
clearly coming out of the game after this at bat. For
And
sure.
now Uceta's got to throw one in the zone. Nowhere to put Jankowski.
4-4.
Should take
3-1
one,
Mets.
maybe even 2 here from Uceta.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
He's set of the belt, the pitch. And it's outside.
Top of the order. Here we go. Blow open the game, guys. Mets lead 3-0. Mike King, what's up,
extend
buddy?
their lead. It's now 3-1 in the top of the
I like
seventh.
Travis, too. I like
J.D.
Jankowski.
Davis comes in to score from third.
They're keeping Uceta in, so this could be a big inning for the Mets here. Blow open the
And now
game.
Mark Canha has a chance with the bases
Go.
loaded.
Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-1 Mets. Base hit here scores
Not
2.
just a bases loaded walk, but 1 on just 4
Hopefully.
pitches.
McCann's on second. So much for a giveaway,
Diorme moves
guys.
to third.
Jankowski
McCann moves to
disappointed
second.
us.
Jankowski's now at first. And the Mets leadoff hitter is at the plate. Canha's 1 for 3 in this
Once
game.
again, guys, let's hit that like
Righty,
button
righty
right now.
matchup
206
with Uceta.
viewers watching Mets versus
First pitch.
Diamondbacks. Mets bases loaded,
And
top of the
swings and
7th.
misses over the
Lead
top of the
3-1
changeup.
with 1 out.
Two balls,
With
1
the top
strike.
of the order up. Let's go.
It's the first time this season, first time as a Met that Canha's in the leadoff spot. Did that a lot with Oakland last year, though. He's leadoff hitter for most of the season. With Brandon Nimmo getting the day off, Canha slots in first.
Damn it.
The 1 pitch. Canha hits it high in the air, shallow left
Not a
field.
good at bat by
Shortstop
Canha.
Ahmed goes back. Left fielder Peralta in. Peralta calls for it, and he makes a 2-hand catch running in.
All right, let's see if Marte can do it.
Canha's out, 2 gone.
And they're changing the pitcher.
Mets have gotten 1 run in bases loaded, 1 out. Now bases loaded, 2 outs. But Starling Marte is going to face somebody else.
All right, guys, so waiting for the new pitcher to come in. Mets lead 3-1. Connor with a bad at bat popped it up. Shallow left. Couldn't get the run home from third. Excuse me. Marte is coming up with 2 outs with bases loaded. Excuse me, guys. Joe, there you go. Deanna will end the lockout. So, yeah, guys. So, again, the Mets can blow this game open here. We got 2 outs right now. Wasn't a nice at-bat by Canha. But Marte is up. Marte hit a line drive double, who basically got the second run of the ball game on his own. See if Marte can get a base hit here, possibly score 1, maybe 2. McCann is at second base, so we'll see. Yeah. Whew. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I'm fighting it out here today, guys. Hopefully, I have a voice by tomorrow. I agree, Neil. The Mets have to blow this game open. If the Mets don't blow this game open, you're leaving the opportunity for the Diamondbacks to come back in this ball game. That's what happened in Game 1, for sure. In Game 1, they had opportunities to blow the game open. We did score 5 runs, but we could have scored 7 or 8, and it wouldn't have been an issue. But we didn't get those extra runs in. Mets blown the lead. I think the Mets got to score a couple of runs here. You don't want to leave that opportunity open for them to hit a 2-run homer to tie the game, or a 3-run homer to go ahead. You know what it is? I finished my tea, so whew. Sorry, guys. I'm fighting it out here today, guys. Sorry about that. All right, guys. So we're going to the pitcher is still warming up right now on the TV right now. So as soon as it looks like the batter's coming up, okay, he's coming up now. So Marte is coming up with 2 outs, bases loaded. Mets are winning 3-1. Got 1 run on a walk by Jankowski. Let's see if the Mets can blow open this game.
Looking for more. So Widener's in a hot spot, but you can keep cool with a Dbacks. Visit perfectingtheair.com today.
All right, Starlin, let's go. Base hit here.
Luis Guillorme's at third base. James McCann at second base. Travis Jankowski at first base. Starling Marte at the plate. Last time up, lined a double into left center and scored the go-ahead run. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch from Widener. Marte takes a fastball over the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Till this inning, both the runs the Mets had scored had come thanks to an error or miscue from Sergio Alcantara. Made a great play to end the game last night, but has been in the mix of a couple not-so-good ones this afternoon.
Come on, Starlin, let's go. Break open this game.
Inning, Martin Canha singled and then got to second base because Alcantara threw the ball away. Canha came in to score. And then in the 6th inning, Jose Herrera threw down to third base, and Alcantara couldn't make the catch. Herrera got tagged with the error, though. 0-1 pitch. A little bit up and in. Change-up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Three runs on 6 hits for the Mets. 1 run on 3 hits for the Diamondbacks. 1 ball, 1 strike on Marte. Here's the pitch.
I think it's the Mets.
Fastball down the middle, knee high for a strike, 1-2.
Marte took a fastball in the inside corner. Come on, Starlin.
Mets loaded the bases with 1 out. Got 1 run on a bases-loaded walk. Trying to find the big hit. The Mets have been so good with runners in scoring position this season. Here's the 1-2. Marte flies it foul down the right field line out of play. We'll do it again, a ball and 2 strikes. In fact, the Mets are top 5 in the National League with runners in scoring position in average on-base percentage and slugging percentage. As a team batting nearly 300 with runners in scoring position. And on-base percentage up over 350 in those situations.
All right, Starlin, let's go. Break open this game. Let's go.
Widener takes his hat off, puts it back on, adjusts his sport goggles. Steps back onto the third base side of the rubber. Black glove knocked against his chest. He nods to the side. Now comes
another hits batsman. 4-1 Mets.
And the pitch. Inside, and it hit him.
Another hits batsman.
Second hit
wow.
by pitch of the
Amazing.
inning, and this one forces in a
Buck
run.
Showalter got the stare down right now.
The
4-1
Mets get
Mets.
their second run of the inning on a free pass, and it's 4-1 New York in the top of the 7th.
Buck looks a little scary there. It's a fastball, too.
Well, sometimes teams like the Diamondbacks that end up losing a lot of games, the margins aren't always that big.
All right,
An inning
here
like
comes
this
Lindor.
turns what was a
Now we got a
winnable game
3-run
for
lead and see if we
Arizona
can break it
into a
open a
game
little bit
that's
more,
now
guys. Let's go.
a lot less so because their pitchers suddenly couldn't
Putting the
find
bodies
plate.
on the
2
line for
walks,
runs.
2
I
hit
love it.
batsmen in this inning, 2 runs because
So,
of it. The Mets
Lindor is 2 for
happy
3
to
with 2
take
singles and
advantage
an
now by
RBI.
3.
And now
Season
Francisco
with runners
Lindor
in
has a
scoring
chance
position,
with the
6 for
bases
16,
loaded.
375 average, 7 RBIs. Been
Mets
extremely
have a
hot. Let's
chance
see if
to really
Lindor
break this
can get
game
it done
open.
again.
Now leading by 3.
He's been great in these
4-1
spots
Mets in the top
the
of the
whole year
7th.
so far.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. You just keep moving, station to station.
Yeah, Harley.
Lindor
I
bats
should make a
left-handed
montage
against
with
the righty
that.
Taylor Widener.
I should do that.
First
I'll
pitch.
take it. We can't
Lindor
hit for the
bounces
hell of
foul
us right now,
softly
but
toward the first
I'll take
base
those
dugout,
runs any way you
0-1.
can get them right now.
8th man to bat in the inning
Buck
for the
needs
Mets.
a Wusa moment.
Would be next. He's on deck. Lindor's 2 for 3, an RBI single in the first, an infield single in the fourth. Just his helmet, his light blue hair poking out underneath it. Waves the bat over the plate. Now has
I
it
love to
behind
see
his
a
left
grand
shoulder.
slam, but I'll take a base hit here. I'm not trying to
1
be
pitch.
greedy at this point,
Lindor slices
especially as
foul
the
out of play
offense
off
have been
the left,
struggling.
and it's 0-2. So once again, Taylor
0-2
Widener
count.
is a
He's probably
strike
trying to hit
away
it the
from
other
getting
way.
out of the inning.
See.
Last time, though, he plunked Starling Marte. Now Marte at first, Jankowski at second, and McCann at third. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Come on, Frankie.
Lindor leads the Mets with 4 home runs this season. The 1-2.
Damn.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Well, the Mets didn't get a lot of hits for those runs, but they did get hit by pitches to make a 4-1 lead. Again, they could have broke this game open a little bit more, but I'll take a 3-run lead right now. It was a long inning, so I don't know if Buck is going to throw out McGill out there again. We'll see. I hope he does. But Mets lead 4-1 going to the bottom of the 7th. Again, the Mets didn't get the big hit, but they did get hit by pitches twice. So, what can he do? The offense is struggling right now, but you know what? Good teams find ways to win. And if it happens to be getting hit by pitches, you get hit by pitches. Take a few bumps and bruises for wins. So we're waiting to see if McGill's going to come back. It was a long inning in the dugout, so we'll see if he comes out. Oh, God, Joe, I don't even want to think about that. Yeah, exactly, unconscious, 100%. You know, well, we've been hit 21 times this year in 17 games. A joke. You know, 2 balls at the head. It's like, nah. You know, let's hope these guys don't get hurt. You know, a couple of, elbow shots, that can break a bone. Marte had the elbow guard on, so luckily that probably wasn't too painful. But yeah, you don't want these guys hurt. That's the last thing we need. This team's been playing well, finding ways to win, even when they're not hitting. So, all right, guys. So Mets lead 4-1 going to the bottom of the 7th.
Ready to get to work building our bounce back.
Go. McGill is on the mound, guys. McGill is on the mound to start the 7th.
Back inside Chase
Nice
Field,
to
the
see.
Mets have a 4-1 lead over the Diamondbacks in the series finale. Now the bottom of the 7th inning, and Tyler McGill is back on the mound. He struck out 7. He's allowed just 1 run on 3 hits. That 1 run came on a big home run from Christian Walker, a solo shot that went 467 feet. It only counted as 1. There was nobody on base. Tied the game at the time. Mets then took the lead in the 6th inning. Starling Marte
don't blame
doubled,
him,
stole
Frank.
third, came to the score on a throwing error by the catcher Jose Herrera. And the Mets just added 2 more in the top of the 7th, next to a bases loaded walk and a bases loaded hit
I'll
by
manage.
pitch.
Manual or hell no.
So Tylor McGill has a chance to tie his career high. He's gone 7 innings once before. That was last September against the Yankees. Game he struck out 10 in. Game the Mets won 10-3.
Nice to see McGill on the mound starting the bottom of the 7th. Let's go. See if we can get a 1, 2, 3 in
the
here.
Dbacks today. And the number 5 hitter.
Alexander, I agree.
First pitch from McGill. Fastball over the outside corner, called strike 1. Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovello said that one thing that's really impressed him about Seth Beer is how well he's controlled the strike zone. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Elisa, that's a good point.
Beer slices it down the left field line, tailing foul. Canna runs over, but it's off the side netting. 0-2. Last night, Beer had 3 walks. They knew he could swing the bat. They knew he could hit. They knew he had power, but commanding the strike zone like that was the question mark. So far, so good for Seth Beer. No balls and 2 strikes. McGill peers over the top of his black mitt. Now sets the hands of the belt. The 0-2. Fastball high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gill's now at 80 pitches. Through 87 pitches his last time out. That was a season high. That's bullpen is still quiet.
McGill has stepped up big
1-2.
time. We needed him to. Thankfully, he did.
Slices it foul again, left side out of play. Do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. McGill went 5 scoreless in his first start of the season, 5 1/3 scoreless in his second start of the year. Gave up 4 runs on 7 hits in 6 innings last time out. But once again today has pitched really, really well. The 1-2 again. Bounced in, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you know what, Thomas? That's true.
And he's also giving the Mets length
during
out
the
of their
season,
starting pitcher.
you're going to have games like this, but good teams
about it earlier,
finds a way to win when they're not
bullpen
hitting. And that's what the Mets are doing right now. So you got to
necessarily
be happy with that.
in
You don't
back-to-back
want to win
games
like
all
that,
too
but
often this season.
finding ways to win is a good way to look at the team. Winning games when, let's be honest, the Mets could easily lose this game. But good teams find a way to win games like this.
On the ground to the right
and
side,
the Mets have been doing it.
Lindor scoops it up. He tosses to first. Beer's out. 1 away.
All right, that's the first out.
Brings up Jake McCarthy, who's 0 for 2. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the New York Mets and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form.
Nobody in the
accounts and
bullpen
descriptions of this game
for the Mets
may
right
not
now.
be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Mets. Glad you're with us this afternoon inside Chase Field. Mets are looking for a
Exactly,
fifth consecutive
Alexander. This
series
is a
win to
game the
start
Mets
the
lose
season.
easily.
Currently leading 4-1
You
at the
know,
bottom
yeah,
of
the
the
Mets
7th.
could easily get, no matter
Bases
what
empty,
lineup they
1
have, they
out.
could get hit by a pitch.
And now the
But
first pitch to Jake
this is
McCarthy. Shows Buck,
there's
pulls
been
the bat
like
back and
5
takes a
games
fastball
this
for a
year the Mets
strike. 0-1.
last year would have lost. The Diaz
Mets
blown
defensively are
save
still
in
on the
game
ship
1
with 3 on
of
the
the
right
series.
side.
Mets lose that
And
game last
Eduardo
year.
Escobar is by himself on the left and playing 1 step behind the infield grass. Chase McCarthy thinks about trying to bunt again. Here's the 0-1. McCarthy slices it in the air, straightaway center field.
All right, that's 2 down, guys.
Jankowski a couple of steps back, reaches up and makes a one-hand catch. McCarthy's out, 2 gone. And so now McGill is an out away from completing 7 innings for the second time in his career.
Well, I know Buck Showalter said they wanted to try to limit him today, but the way that he's looked,
I agree, unconscious. That's
pumping in
exactly
as
the
many
way this
strikes
team
as
is
he
built.
has,
You know, got to work on the
base
bullpen a
runners
little
of the
bit.
game.
The
Mets like
bullpen
to
can
win.
kill
They'd
you in the
like to win
playoffs.
this series.
But I think the Mets
Pull
will
a
be
4-2 record over
will
this
go out and do
Diamondback
whatever they
team that
can
figures to
during
be
the trade
last in their
deadline,
division.
or in a couple of months from now to get bullpen
And
arms
let
if
McGill
needed.
ride.
First pitch to Geraldo Perdomo. Misses low
You see it every
inside.
year.
1 ball, no
Team that
strikes.
needs an arm
Give
in the
that off
bullpen
day
or
coming
two,
up.
they get it.
Possibility that Taijuan Walker will pitch on Friday, so the Mets can back McGill up even more beyond the off day.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Perdomo hits it hard down the first base line. A fair ball bouncing toward
Michael,
the corner.
you're right.
Perdomo
He's out
rounds
there.
first base. Marte has trouble with it in the corner. Perdomo gets to second standing as the throw comes back in. It's a 2-out double for Geraldo Perdomo. So now Nick Ahmed comes to the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Jeremy
This
Hepburn is
scoreboard
going
update
to the
is
mound
brought
to
to you
talk to
by
McGill after that
Food
double,
Way of Life.
2-out
Visit
double.
foodbazaar.com for
Yeah,
store
just to give him a
locations.
breather. You know, he got 88 pitches, so
Hepburn
it makes
comes out
sense.
of the mound to chat with Tyler McGill.
Yeah, I would
Like
love
we
to do it
mentioned
for
earlier,
him. I
Byron
saw him the
Buxton
other day
won
at the
the
Met
game
game.
to the Minnesota Twins.
I said what up to him. I met him a few times already.
Twins beat the White Sox 6-4.
Lugo's getting warmed up in the bullpen.
Also, a game-winning homer for the Houston Astros, Jeremy Pena, 2-run homer in the bottom of the 10th. And the Astros top the Blue Jays 8-7 in 10 innings.
So far, Pena has
Yeah, he's Alexander. That's why I think
quite
Miguel's going to
nicely
be a very good
Carlos
pitcher.
Correa's
Not only is
absence.
he
Correa
figuring out
going
how to pitch,
Minnesota.
but when he doesn't
Jeremy
have his
Pena
good
has
stuff,
been terrific.
like the ground,
his
when you don't have your good stuff,
Astros top
you
prospect.
find a way to get through 6
Yeah,
innings and
Hepburn
keep your
did
team
like
in the
it.
game, and that's exactly what McGill did. All right, guys, 2 outs, runner on second, and Nick
Ahmed
Ahmed
comes to
up.
the
Let's see if
plate now with a
McGill
runner
get
on
out of this
second
game.
and 2
Get
outs.
out of this
Mets
inning,
lead the
no run
Diamondbacks
scored.
4-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th, and Tyler McGill is trying to finish
Robert,
it off.
the only news is that he's getting the MRI tomorrow.
First pitch.
That full-week
Going
MRI,
outside, 1 ball, no
we'll find out
strikes.
either more tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night or Tuesday.
It's now a season-high 88 pitches for McGill.
Seth
Yep,
Lugo
tomorrow
is up in the
MRI
Mets
for
bullpen.
DeGrom. Let's hope we get some good news out of that.
Haven
Hey,
Smith
he gets
has
a
come
good
out
bill
on
of
deck.
health.
Pinch hit.
He
Here's
could
the pitch.
start throwing. Probably
Fastball
take him
over the
about 3 to
outside
4
corner,
weeks to
thigh high
get
for a
his
strike,
arm ramped
1-1.
up, get his pitch count up.
So
He could be
should the
back
inning
by early
continue,
June.
the
I
lefty
won't rush
Haven
him if the
Smith
Mets are
coming
playing
up,
well.
not
No need to
Jose
rush him.
Herrera. Infield is shaded slightly to the left
At least
side.
I don't think you have to worry. They're going to show
Plays
up the
up the middle,
bullpen.
just to the right of the second
Again,
base
you
back.
see it every year. Bullpen arms get traded all over
The
the
heel
place
set of the bell.
during the trade deadline. So I expect the
1-1
Mets to
pitch.
do that if they need it.
Hard foul out of play off to the right. 1-2.
I guess it would be.
So McGill's a strike away.
I don't know what they're going to do. Whoever's not pitching well in the rotation. I mean, you would have to think Walker, right? If he's not pitching well. You got to take somebody out.
26-year-old from Long Beach,
All
California.
right, 1-2 count. Here we go.
Just his second major league season. Really his first full major league season. Off to a dazzling start this year. And
Damn it.
trying to dazzle again today. 1-2 pitch. Line through the left side, a base hit into left field. Perdomo rounds third base. He comes in to score standing.
That's why you need
It's
extra
an
runs,
RBI
guys.
single for Nick
All right, so
Ahmed,
McGill's
and
getting
the
taken out of the
Diamondbacks
game.
cut the Mets lead
Still a
to
very nice
2.
performance by
It's
McGill.
now a 4-2 ball game.
It was actually a
Still
good
in front
pitch.
in the bottom of
Ahmed
the
hit it.
7th.
What are you going to do?
That's going to be it for Tyler McGill.
So Lugo's coming into the game. So a nice performance, 6 2/3 for McGill. Very nice performance, but
Walters come out
thank
of the
God we got
dugout,
them 4 runs.
take the
That's for sure.
baseball from his right-hander.
Now it's up to the Mets bullpen. Dun,
Goes
dun,
through 6
dun.
2/3 today, one out shy of his career high. He exits to a really nice and well-deserved ovation from all the Mets fans behind the first base dugout here.
Yeah, I did hear about
No
Conforto.
doubt some
That's
friends and
unfortunate.
family
Hurting himself.
Tucson
Hurting
went
his
into the
shoulder to the
offseason
point where
and
he
maybe
needs
for his
surgery and out for
Arizona
the year.
days.
That's terrible.
This pitching change is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Their scratch-off games are on sale now.
All right, guys. So McGill couldn't get through the last out in the 7th, so he pitched 6 2/3 with 2 runs. Guy on first, tying run coming to the plate. Again, thank God the Mets got a couple of runs. I mean, they didn't do it on their offense. They did it on getting hit by pitches, but you'll take it when you can. 4-2 Mets. Lugo's coming into the game. I'm assuming Lugo gets out of this inning, get this last out. He'll probably come out for the 8th, and then we have good old Edwin Diaz coming in for the save if the Mets don't get a couple more runs to pack on the runs and not have a save situation. So, again, interesting again. Another game where you have to worry about the bullpen, see if they can get it done. That's what we have to do here. Again, like I said in the pregame, I was hoping for McGill to go 6. It would have been great if he went through 7, but he went 6 2/3. Can't ask for that much more. You saved the bullpen for the most part, but now the bullpen has to get shut down. You got your big guys coming into the game here. Lugo's coming in with a man on first with 2 outs. Probably will pitch the 8th, and then you'll have Diaz in the 9th. You got your big guns in your bullpen. You got to get the job done here and win this series. I agree, Michael. I think I need some Jack. That'll get me. That'll make me like. You know what I probably need? Like I said, this past week, guys, I probably got in total 4 hours, maybe 5 hours of sleep. I've been doing like 11 to 12 hours a day at work, and then doing streams. I haven't been sleeping a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably why my body just caught up to me at this point. So here we go, guys. Seth Lugo, bottom of the 7th, 4-2 Mets. Guy on first, 2 outs.
And Smith faces a new pitcher on the mound, the right-hander Seth Lugo. He's pitching for the 8th time this season and the 2nd time in this series. Right-hander on the first base side of the rubber against the lefty Smith. First pitch. And it hits the low inside corner for a strike 0-1.
Come on, Seth.
We saw Lugo on Friday in the series opener. He pitched the 10th inning.
Looks like a can of corn.
Placed runner.
There we go.
Helped the Mets finish off a 6-5 win.
There we go, guys. Seth Lugo, 2 pitches.
Line to center field. Jankowski
That's what I like to see.
Back into his right. He reaches up and makes a one-hand catch.
There we go, guys. Nice 2 pitches by Lugo to get it done. Going to the top of the 8th, Mets lead 4-2. Let's pack on more runs so we don't have to worry about Diaz coming in trying to save a game. Jimmy, I'm scared too. Yeah, I think Ryan with Lugo, what happened, I just think, he was trying to find himself. You got to remember, he was hurt last year, didn't pitch well, didn't pitch a lot. He was just hurt. So that's basically what it was. It's not like Lugo just lost his stuff. That don't make any sense. Lugo's been really good. He's not old where you can say, all right, age is catching up with him. He's not old. So it's just, bad performances, trying to get his, he wasn't throwing his curveball over for strikes, which is huge for Seth Lugo. We all know that. Seth Lugo, if he doesn't have his curveball for a strike, he's not locating it, he's in trouble. He found the location of his curveball, and that's when he started to play better. But, Frank, I agree with you. The Mets need a couple more runs. Lugo looks like he's going to come out for the 8th inning. And if the Mets keep it in a safe situation, we got Diaz, and hopefully he can get it done. Yeah, but you know what, Alexander? The difference with Armando Benitez was excellent in the regular season. When it came to the playoffs, he was garbage. That's the problem with Benitez. Benitez was like Trevor Hoffman, Mariano Rivera in the regular season. As soon as he got to the playoffs, he forgot how to pitch. Amazing. The Mets closers, Frankie Rodriguez, Benitez, Franco is okay. We all remember Braden Looper. Oh, my God almighty. Jesus. All these guys. Familia, we all know about him. All right, guys. Pete Alonso coming to the plate right now. Mets lead 4-2. Top of the 8th.
Now the top of the 8th at Chase Field. Mets lead.
Where's Jesse Orozco when you need him?
A couple of defensive changes for Arizona. Haven Smith stays
All right, guys,
in the
let's
game
go.
and plays
Get some
right
runs here.
field. Jake McCarthy moves from right field into center field. And Dalton Varsho moves from center
Bobby
behind the
Purnell.
plate to catch. Taylor Widener, who stays in the game.
Henry Mejia before he got banned from
Now with the
baseball.
play-by-play, here's Wayne.
All right, Jack, thank you very much. The Diamondbacks have that versatility with Dalton Varsho being able to catch and play the outfield.
Would be nice if
so
Alonso
might as
hits a
well
bomb
use it.
here.
Varsho is catching now as the outfield includes McCarthy and Pavin Smith. Widener's first pitch to Alonso. And therefore a fastball strike, and it's 0-1. 8th inning. Mets have a 4-2 lead trying to win this series. And scored 2 in the 7th. Two important insurance
Walker has
runs
nothing
that
to
were
do with
basically
McGill in this
handed to them
rotation.
by Arizona.
Peterson took
Widener's
McGill's
0-1 pitch.
Walker's spot.
Alonso's
So
hard shot toward
Walker's going to
first. It
take
skips by
Peterson's
Walker. He
spot.
stays
So
with it, though. Picks it up and flips to Widener for the out.
Adam, I'm listening to the
Ball did
Mets
roll away
radio
from
broadcast,
Walker, but
buddy.
not very far. Walker was able to pick it up and still have time to retire Pete at first. 1 out, 8th inning.
Addison Reed technically wasn't the closer. He was a setup guy, but Reed was good for us when we got him in 15.
Time to go to school.
Roger
Max
McDowell,
Scherzer
for
and
sure.
Chris Bassett, as they have after each of McGill's and David Peterson's starts, sizing up Tylor and talking about the performance and different ways to go about it. First pitch to Escobar. That's ripped toward right. David Smith backs up.
Damn it, hit it hard, but right at the right fielder. 2 outs.
2 quick outs for Taylor Widener here in the top of the 8th inning, but it must be just a ridiculous education for Tylor McGill to have Scherzer and Bassett talk to him like this every time he pitches.
Yeah, exactly, Todd. During the season, yes, he was.
Think about that master's class, that super advanced level, that doctorate level.
Oh, Adam,
class.
the reason why
That's what
is
this
because
is for pitching.
not the
Tylor
WFAN
McGill
broadcast. They're not on
goes out
WFAN
there and
anymore.
performs,
They're on
and then
CBS Radio.
he goes to
8080.
school with Scherzer
But
and
the reason
Bassett.
why is because if I
Davis
put
bats with 2 out,
the
nobody
sound on
First
for the
pitch from
TV,
Widener.
it gives a
Ball
copyright
low,
on the
1 ball, no
YouTube channel
strikes.
for some reason.
Mets also have Jake
I don't know why.
Brown
The
in
radio
their
broadcast
rotation.
doesn't, so that's
Typically,
why
the
I do
injury
it, Adam.
update brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. If you're injured in an accident, the game plan is simple. Go to injurylawyer.com.
JD Davis hits one
News
deep to
on
right
DeGrom,
field.
MRI,
Home run, JD Davis, baby. There we go. There's that extra insurance run. There we go.
Now his shoulder is progressing.
JD
well.
Davis.
Davis hits it high in the air, deep to right.
There
Davis
we go.
Back to the wall. It's gone.
Let's
Home
go.
run the other way for JD
Let's go.
Davis.
Put it on the board, baby.
A high
There's the
liner to
3-run
right
lead we were
field
looking
that
for.
got out in a hurry.
Yeah.
And the Mets
Telling
tack
you,
on another
JD
run here at
Davis
the top
can
of
hit.
the
I'm
eighth.
telling you
It's a
guys.
5-2
He
Mets
finally
lead.
caught up to a fastball.
Davis has his first home run
Finally.
of the year.
95 miles an hour, right down the middle. Drives it to right field for the home run, baby. There we
Right
go.
after
Big
Bucks
2-out
hit,
home run by JD Davis.
Davis was coming around.
If JD
Just
Davis,
like
I saw you
Jake
right. I
McCann
was just going to say
coming
that.
around,
If
McCann homered
JD
the other
Davis and
night,
Dominic Smith start
and
hitting,
Davis homers
this
today.
team is going to be hard to hit.
And it's an opposite
Let's
field
go.
shot, too. 391 feet.
Sorry, Victor, you get credit
Over
for it.
that
How about
right
that?
field fence.
There we go.
That
5-2
second
Mets.
row stands, and
Nice
definitely
2-out
happened
home
that
run by
Jake
JD
McCann
Davis.
and JD
Well
Davis in the
needed.
same
He
series.
needed that home run. Ali Perez in the bullpen for the
Two-out
Diamondbacks.
home run hit
Woo!
by Davis. The Mets pump their
Yep.
lead up.
I agree,
Third
Alexander.
straight
Familiar
inning, the
was
Mets
not
have
the
scored.
same after
They have
Connor
won the sixth.
Gillespie hits
Two
that,
in the seventh,
hits that
now
home
one
run.
here in
Oh,
the eighth with 2
God.
outs of the home run.
Connor Gillespie never did
By
anything
JD
else in
Davis,
his life
now
except that home
Meeting
run.
at the mound, buying some time for
No,
Oliver
Michael, I agree.
Perez,
All right, so the
veteran,
pitching
to
change,
get
Ali
loose in the
Perez is
Arizona
coming in.
bullpen, I think.
So we're going to put that game on real quick. All right, guys. So, yeah, he does have a slow bat. He has a long swing. I agree. But everybody forgets what JD Davis did in 2019. He batted 280. He hit 20 home runs. He hit 65, 70 RBIs. JD Davis, the same thing with Dominic Smith. Those two guys don't get a lot of playing time. It's very hard to stay consistent when you're when basically you're a part-time player. And JD Davis in 2019 was the everyday third baseman. And some days in left field. He played every day. So I think JD Davis just needs an opportunity to play a little bit more. I think he'll be fine. JD Davis is a 20 home run guy. He can bat 280, no problem. And that's why I like Davis. Before the season, I said I think JD Davis should be the everyday DH. That was my opinion because in 2019, when he played every day, he was one of the Mets' best hitters in that lineup in 2019. He carried that team for a month, a few times during the year in 2019. Last year, unfortunately, he got hurt. He got hit in the wrist in Philadelphia early on. The first series of the year never was the same. JD Davis is a good hitter. Not saying he's going to be, all-time great, but he's a 280 hitter who can hit 20 home runs for you if he plays enough. I would love to see JD Davis every day as the DH. I hope so, Ron. 100%. Exactly, Todd. He was one of our best hitters, especially in the second half. JD Davis was having trouble defensively. That's why he couldn't stay in the lineup much, but the second half he was great. All right, guys, here we go. Ali Perez in the game. 5-2 Mets, 2 outs in the 8th.
Pitching in his 7th game for Arizona. It has not gone well, though. He has allowed 8 runs, 7 earned on 6 hits in just 3 2/3 innings. First pitch to Guillorme. Breaking ball falls in for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Guillorme hits a ball in the gap. That could be a double, and it is.
5-2, the Mets have the lead. 0-1 pitch. Guillorme, it's a high drive, right center field. This one headed for the gap. McCarthy racing over, can't get it. It falls in.
2-out double by Guillorme.
Guillorme heads for second. He has a 2-out double, so the struggles continue for Oliver Perez. Luis Guillorme doubles with 2 outs, and now Perez will have to face the right-handed batting McCann. Get to Citi Field for the biggest games in 2022 with a season membership. Choose the membership that fits your schedule.
He was very big with Cleveland. Those years when they were making the playoffs every year. He was very good. Hey, he got a long career. Good for Ali.
Mid-2000s, you remember Oliver
But he is
Perez
washed
in a
up
Mets
now.
uniform. Even started a couple of playoff games for the Mets in 2006 against the Cardinals. First pitch to McCann. Fastball strike on the inner half, 0-1. Mets and Cardinals will reunite at Busch Stadium tomorrow. Max Scherzer will pitch that one. St. Louis native. Scherzer back in his hometown against Miles Michaelis at Busch Stadium tomorrow. 0-1 pitch. McCann waves and misses on a sinker that darted low and away. It's no balls, 2 strikes. It's 5, Arizona 2, 8th inning.
Oh, that's an error. That's another run. Here's that insurance run, guys. 6-2 Mets.
Perez, third base side
There
of
we
rubber
go.
bell tie set. Right leg kick, his pitch. Right
Now it's not a save situation. I'm a little happier now. There we go.
It goes in. Guillorme
Thank you for that
third.
error.
He scores easily, and the Mets have another run. It's 6-2. That should be an error on the third baseman Alcantara. That ball hit hard, but on one hop right to him, and it clanked off his mitt, going through into left field.
There we go.
Luis Guillorme is scoring easily, and the Diamondbacks continue to just hand runs to the Mets today.
Not a base hit. That's an error. It's an easy play.
Now say base hit.
He had McCann.
No, they said it was an error, so Alcantara is given an
He had
error.
McCann running.
Third by
He
Arizona
had him by
this
a mile.
game.
And
What?
the second by Alcantara.
The run
Turned his
scored, who
body instead
cares
of getting in
how
front.
it happened. 6-2 Mets.
Low, 1 ball,
Not
no
a save
strike.
situation
Really,
anymore.
Could have
Thank
had all
God.
3 because the throw
At the moment.
Jose Herrera in
And
the
that's a
6th
base
inning
hit by
also hit off
Jankowski.
of Alcantara's
Let's go.
glove. Seemed to be a catch.
2-out rally here, guys.
They did give the error to the catcher at that time, but made the case that it could have gone to Alcantara too. Jankowski hits a line drive up the middle. That's a base hit. McCann goes to second, so 4 straight Mets have reached with 2 outs here in the 8th
There we
inning.
go.
2 runs have scored. Now it's back to the top of the order with Mark Canha.
Left fielder Mark McKenna.
No, nice.
Mets
No
run in
base
the
hit here
first
for
inning was
another run
unearned.
here. I'll take it.
Marte scored
go.
on an error in the 6th inning. 2 runs in the 7th, thanks to 2 walks and 2 hit batsmen, including 1 of each with the bases loaded. Now another run, scoring because of an error
Yeah,
here
what
in the
happened?
8th
Mets
inning.
winning 6-2.
That's taking full advantage. First pitch to Canha, down and in, ball 1. But out of the 6 runs that the Mets have scored in this game, really 5 have been handed to them on a silver platter by Arizona.
Perfect number under.
Again, you talk about separating the good teams from the bad teams. It's a day like this.
Yeah, I think
That
we're
does it.
outscoring our opponents by like
1-0
30
pitch.
runs so far.
Canha takes a strike.
The
on
Mets
the
have
inside
33
corner. 1 ball,
runs
1
with
strike.
2 outs, most in Major League Baseball. That's
Mets
a
are
great
ahead
stat.
6-2. Mets
That's
have scored
signs of
the
a
most
great team
runs in
right
the
there.
majors this year with 2 outs. They've been at it again today, especially here in the 8th inning. Last 3 Mets
That is
runs
very
have
true,
come
Ryan.
home
That's
with
a
2
good
outs. 1-1. Canha rolls it foul past third, past Alcantara down the line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Arizona really putting Alcantara in there because he's a better defender than he is an offensive player. We saw Matt Davidson start the opener on Friday at third base. Davidson hit a homer on Thursday as well, but it's been Alcantara at third the last 2 games. Ball, 2 strikes on Canna, who singled, moved to second on an Alcantara error in the first, and scored on a base hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. That's driven in the air, right center, pretty deep. McCarthy after it in the gap, shy of the track, makes a one-handed catch.
All right, guys. So the Mets get the 6th run, going to the bottom of the 8th. Seth Lugo is coming out for the 8th inning. Mets got a 4-run lead. At the moment, not a safe situation, but it's only the 8th. So we got time still for the Mets to make it interesting like they might always do. But 6 runs. Listen, this is great because the Mets have not hit well in this series. They haven't played well in this series. Offensively, they've been shot. But signs of good teams, taking at bats, getting hit by pitches, getting them 2-out hits, just is making the defense make a play. You saw what happened. Putting the ball in play, error happens, run scores. Exactly what the Mets have been doing all year. You put the bat on the ball, let the defense make the play. Sometimes they make an error. Guess what? Run scores. That's what the Mets have done in this game. Taking hit by pitches. We'll take it any way we can when the offense is slumping right now. Always fun. Yeah, Neil, they've been 33 runs scored with 2 outs this year, most in the majors. That's a great stat. That's a sign of a good team. The Mets were near last year with 2 out, with runners getting runners in with 2 outs. So, Plaxi, you came around finally. Unconscious. That is kind of true. I agree with you on that one. All right, guys. So we're going to the bottom of the 8th. Mets lead 6-2. Lugo on the mound.
RWJ Barnabas Health.
Yeah, I can't remember that either, Ryan. It's been a while.
Lead against Arizona. It's the bottom of the 8th here at Chase Field. Dalton Varsho leads off. Top of the order for the Diamondbacks.
Nimmo's
Seth
in
Lugo
for defensive purposes
windup.
in center.
First pitch.
Jankowski in
Varsho
left field.
shows
Marte in
bunt,
right.
looks at a strike, got a curveball, and it's 0-1. Lugo's always been master of spin rate, especially as that has become more and more important to pitchers and organizations. 0-1. Making ball down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's really what helped Lugo get to the big leagues. He's having a spin rate that was better than most with that curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Varsho.
I agree, underwater. RM.
Over but low. Varsho held his swing. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the other day, Lugo was racking up the spin rate again with his curveball. Had his tightest spinning curveball of the season. 2-1. Varsho fouls it off to the left. 2 balls, 2 strikes. For fastball, spin rate is important because it creates that visual that the ball is rising when it's really not, creating that illusion. The more a fastball spins, the more it's moving around on the batter and harder to hit.
Nearly, Lugo's been better the last couple of
tighter
hours.
The spin, the more it loops. The 2-2, high fastball there from Lugo. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lugo's getting a lot of spin on that curveball. It is a difficult pitch to catch up to.
You had to see this play, guys, if you're not watching it.
3 balls
It hits
and 2
Lugo in the
strikes.
foot.
Lugo's
Bounces
pitch.
back to McKinn, and McKinn throws out.
Up the middle, hits Lugo
The
on
runner.
the kicks back to McCann.
I never seen that before.
Throws in time. Terrific job by James McCann on the ricochet from Lugo. That ball bounced right toward home plate.
That is an excellent
And
jump
McCann
by
charged
McKinn
out
to
of the box.
to be aware and run
Picked
after
the
that
ball
ball
up
to
with
get
a
the runner
bare
out
hand and
first. Excellent
fired
play
a
by
strike
McCann.
to Pete Alonso at first. Hopefully Lugo's okay as he's being tended to here. McCann ripping that throw to Alonso. Pete looked pretty impressed by that. Pete had a big smile on his face as that throw just barely beat Varsho.
Let's hope
Seth
Lugo's
Lugo
okay. It looks
has
like he's
already
okay.
told the training staff and
One down.
Jeremy Hefner to
What
head
a
back
play
to the
by
dugout.
James
Buck
McCann.
Showalter never even made it to the mound. As Lugo says he's okay.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Very alert play by McCann to come out of the home plate area as that ball hit Lugo and rolled right back to the plate on a perfect line. First pitch to Sergio Alcantara on the way. Fastball strike, top of the zone of the outside corner, 0-1. That old dirt track was still here between the pitcher's mound and home plate. That ball would have rolled right over the middle of it. 0-1.
Definitely a wedge jam, Ron.
Contra lines a base.
Like, I honestly don't think I ever saw that.
Left fielder Canna grabs it and sends it in. 1-out single.
I don't think I ever seen that when I played in high school and college, and I never seen that watching baseball on TV. I don't think I ever seen that. That's crazy. And got him by half a step,
by
too.
the way, is actually out of the game. Travis Jankowski is now in the left field for the Mets. Brandon Nimmo has entered to play center. So Nimmo will take Canna's spot at the top of the order, which is usually Nimmo's spot anyway. 1 out, 1 on, 8th inning. Peralta the batter.
Yeah, I agree. Luckily, it wasn't straight line drive. It bounced, so it took a little bit of the brunt away. If it was straight line drive, that would have been dangerous.
Runner at first base.
Raphael, I hope so.
To second on the play. Nice job by Diorme to get over and shoot that throw from his hip to retire Peralta. 2 outs. Lugo is in to protect the lead. He helped protect it in the 7th, still on here in the 8th. Protecting the lead is brought to you by the law office of Richard M. Kenny, New York's #1 personal injury law firm.
Gotta be careful with Walker here.
James McCann thrusted so hard on that throw to first, he left his feet. First pitch coming to Christian Walker. Curve down and in, ball 1.
Joely Rodriguez is warming up in the Mets bullpen. Interesting.
Airborne for a second before he collided with the ground.
And Pete didn't have just a big smile. His jaw dropped. He was so impressed
All
with
right.
James McCann did.
Can of corn for Nimmo.
And
Got
McCann
out of the
was pretty
bottom end in the
nonchalant
8th.
about it.
There we
Kind of
go,
pointed and
guys.
said, yep, that's what I just did.
Little quick on the call.
1-0
Sorry
pitch.
about that.
Walker, it's a high drive to center. Not deep, though, at least not carrying. As Brandon Nimmo's there, makes the...
All right, guys. Going to the top of the night, Mets still lead 6-2. Nice performance by Lugo, pitching it in and in a third for us with no runs. Nice to see. Got a 4-run lead, so Diaz is probably not going to come in. Rodriguez will come in with a 4-run lead most likely, or hopefully more, to win another series, 5th series of the year. If the Mets win this game, Mets have won every series so far that they played. Excellent. You can't ask for anything more than that. I agree, Ryan. Not a lot of people are happy about Joely Rodriguez, but when you got a 4-run lead, possibly more, you don't want to use May. You don't want to use Ottavino, Smith, Diaz. Give them an extra day rest going into that Cardinal series where we're probably going to use them a lot, most likely. So, you know what? If you're in New York, you get a commercial every other commercial with the COVID stuff. But they're trying to push the vaccine. What are you going to do? I don't know what to tell you with that. Yeah, Ron, but you know what? The problem with that is, Lugo's not going to be able to pitch tomorrow. So get him out of the game. He'll be ready to go on Tuesday if needed. So, now right now you got Smith, Diaz, May, and Ottavino for tomorrow's game, which you never know. Scherzer can go 7 innings, and you don't need all those guys. So it's something that I think, it's not too bad. And you got, like you said, Michael, you got wiggle room with Joely Rodriguez. He gives up a run or two. All right, fine. Then you got to worry about putting in Diaz. But right now, don't use your big guns right now in a 4-run lead. It doesn't make sense. I agree, Ryan. It's like 80%. I mean, everybody I know, almost everybody, I think like 98% of the people I know got vaccinated. So it's like, at this point, it's like, what are you gonna do? All right, so 1 down. Oops, sorry guys, I didn't put the game on. Sorry about that.
Starling Marte rounded softly toward the right side, handled by Perdomo, the second baseman, taking his time to throw to first.
No,
Finally
Shreve
does,
pitched yesterday.
Retires Marte. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 9th for Corbin Martin. The new Arizona pitcher, right-hander, was sent down at the beginning of this series and came right back up. Our second-round pick. He was part of that big trade with Houston. The trade deadline in 2019 when Zach Greinke became an Astro.
Underwater. Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Corbin Martin came over with Josh Rojas, who the Mets didn't see last weekend or this weekend. First pitch to Lindor. Inside ball 1. Rojas, pretty good player. Yeah, some good moments against the Mets last season, but he's got an oblique injury. Seth Beer was in that trade. 1-0. Over but low ball 2. Martin and J.B. Bukowskis. All part of that deal. Martin, though, really hasn't been healthy since then.
Well, Lindor just hit it really hard, but right at the first base.
2-0. Lindor lines it right to the first baseman. Walker makes the catch. And there's 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 9th inning. That ball hit hard by Lindor.
First baseman, Pete Alonso.
Martin was out for all of the 2020 season after Tommy John surgery ended his 2019 season. And an elbow issue last year, too, that missed pretty much the entire second half of last season. He's trying to be healthy. He was a guy that made some prospect lists and still is on those prospect lists, but
all right, Alonso hits a shot to left field. Nice.
From Houston. Pete Alonso, the batter, with 2 out, nobody on, 9th inning. It's lead by 4. Martin comes home. Alonso is a rocket to left, a base hit. And the Mets not missing by much here at the top of the 9th inning. Monte went after the first
So
pitch.
very nice at bat. Finally, he gets his hard hit. Maybe that can get him going for the Cardinal series. Yeah, I don't know why everybody's going crazy with Joely Rodriguez. The problem with Joely Rodriguez is he's not a guy that pitches well against right-handed batters. Buck Showalter has put him in spots where he's not succeeding. That's the problem. All right, Escobar hit it hard, the 3 outs, guys. Going to the top of the 9th, Mets lead 6-2 with Joely Rodriguez coming to the plate. Coming to the mound, excuse me.
3 straight monster shots.
Mets hit the ball hard in that inning, but didn't get any runs, but that's okay. We got a 4-run lead going to the bottom of the 9th. Mets can win another series, the 5th series of the year for the 5th series? 1, 2, let's see. Washington, Philly, Washington. Yeah, 5th series of the year. And have not lost the series if they pull this game out of their hat. Wasn't a great offensive day, but good teams find a way to win. So, there we go, guys. Bottom of the 9th. Joely Rodriguez coming in for the Mets. Mets lead 6-2, 4-run lead. Hopefully, we don't have no stress in this game. That would be nice. Exactly, Michael. We got him for left-handed batters. That's why. Shreve is our guy that is a Swiss Army knife. He can pitch the righties, pitch the lefties. Joely Rodriguez specifically was traded. The Mets traded for him specifically for guys like Soto, Harper, Schwarber, Olsen, guys like that. That's why we got Joely Rodriguez. Because just think, guys, we don't have Joely Rodriguez. We got only Shreve in that. You can't have just one lefty in the bullpen. That's a dangerous game to play. But Buck Showalter has to put Rodriguez in better situations. He's not a guy that can go multiple innings. We've seen that already. He's not a guy that you can put in, start the inning that has 2 right-handed batters. He's a lefty specialist. That's exactly what he is. Occasionally he'll get the right-handed batters out, but he's a left guy who's great. I mean, the batting average against left-handed batters is like 110. So he's very good against left-handed batters. That's why we got Rodriguez. But he's coming into the game because it's a 4-run lead. No need to use your big guys in a 4-run lead. Got to trust them in this spot here. I agree, Todd. You know, and they're also saving the guys for the Cardinal series. We got a day off on Thursday before the Phillies and Braves coming up at home. So There you go. Dominic Smith's at first base for defensive purposes. And Joely Rodriguez is on the mound for the Mets to close out the game and win another series. Here we go, guys. Bottom of the ninth, 6-2 Mets.
San Francisco split the first 2 games of this series. The win in 10 innings on Friday night, 5-2 loss yesterday. Mets in full control today, up 6-2. Dominic Smith is in the ball game now. He takes over at first, replacing Pete Alonso, and the new pitcher for the Mets is left-hander Joely Rodriguez. Left-handed batting, Seth Beer to lead off, and the left-handed hitting McCarthy due up next. Although
once again, guys, right before the game is over, don't forget, if you haven't hit that like button yet, hit on that like button, guys. So if anybody wants to replay it, the replay will go at the top of the list on the YouTube's suggestions. So keep on hitting that like button if you haven't as of yet, guys.
An opportunity here.
So whoever wants to replay it can get that in their suggestions, guys.
This is a non-save situation. Mets up by 4. The 0-1. Fastball strike on the outside edge.
Thank you, Anthony. Sorry, my voice sucks today. I sound like a frog. I'm really sorry about that. But thank you so much for the words, buddy.
Scherzer will put his streak of 22 consecutive starts without a loss on the line at Busch Stadium tomorrow against Miles Michaelis. The ball's 2 strikes on Beer, who's 0 for 3 today. Rodriguez ready. A belt tie set his pitch. Check swing on a slider in the dirt. He held up. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Beer. Mentioned that trade in the top of the 9th inning, which Corbin Martin was sent to the Diamondbacks for Zach Greinke with a few others, including Beer. Beer's made a good impression on the Diamondbacks so far this year. Facing a tough left-hander, though. Rodriguez, the 1-2. Upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball missed. Rodriguez, historically, especially last year, has been much better against lefties than right-handers. An opportunity here against lefty Beer to start the bottom of the ninth. 6-2. The Mets have the lead. Rodriguez ready. 2 balls, 2 strikes to pitch. Low and away, ball 3. In the past, Joely's been known as a strike thrower. He has walked 3 already this year in 5 2/3 innings. Now a full count on Beer, 3-2.
Nice
Rodriguez
pitch.
does have some
There you
issues.
go. Throw that fastball in the outside corner. 1 out.
Mets will most likely get Diaz to start throwing. Full count, 3-2. Pitch. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. A bullet of a fastball pops the outside corner from Rodriguez. And Beer goes down looking. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch hitter for Jake McCarthy as Cooper Hummel comes off the bench. Hummel, a right-handed batter. A switch hitter, at least, who will bat right-handed here against the lefty Rodriguez. So Mets try to close this one out. Tyler McGill in line for the win. McGill about to be 3-0 in his first 4 starts. The Mets will be 4-0 in those outings if they win this. First pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone, no balls and a strike on Hummel. Ketel Marte is in the on-deck circle. He'll bat for Perdomo. It was a day off for Marte today. Looks like he'll at least get 1 at bat here in the 9th inning. No balls and a strike. Pitch. Cued off the end of the bat, foul toward the first base side dugout. It's 0-2. That bat shredded.
Yeah,
right
I wouldn't
down
say
the
that. It's way too early. But
splinters flew out.
You know, getting a nice lead early,
halfway up the third
gives you a chance that when you do go into a little bit of a rut and a little bit of a slump and lose a couple of games in a row, go on a loser streak, it gives you an opportunity not to lose too much ground.
2018, the only time the Mets have started a season by winning each of their first 5 series. Not exactly a season that turned out very well for the Mets. A very poor month of June that year that scattered any potential playoff hopes.
Nice pitch. Nice strikeout. Outside corner. 2 outs.
Than the alternative. To start off well. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. It was a changeup that time to freeze Hummel.
painting the
Joely
black there,
Rodriguez
2
struck
strikes.
out the first 2 hitters looking here in the bottom of the 9th. Now will be Ketel Marte to bat for the young Perdomo. So Diamondbacks send
I
their
agree,
best
Ryan.
player up to the
It's going to
plate.
be a tough go of it in
With 2 out,
end of
nobody
April
on here in
into
the
May,
bottom
for
of the
sure.
9th inning.
That's why it's so
Marte's off to a
important to do
slow
well in
start,
this
hitting
April,
just
for sure.
169. Batting from his natural side, the right side.
Oh,
It's
Ron, thank you
lefty
so much, buddy.
Rodriguez here.
Hopefully you subscribe to the
Out,
channel
nobody
as well,
on,
Ron.
ninth
Thank you
inning,
so much for
third
tuning
pitch.
in. I'm glad you found the channel.
Wave and a miss on the breaking ball. It's 0-1.
You're very welcome, Ron.
Marte hit .318 last year. He was a batting title contender in 2019. A 1 pitch. Swing and a foul into the glove of
Thank you,
McCann.
Ron.
No balls, 2 strikes. So Joely Rodriguez
I agree, Ryan.
struck out the
You know,
first 2.
most part of May into
Now
June is
he's
a rough
ahead of
schedule.
Ketel Marte.
2
No
strikes.
balls, 2 strikes. The well-traveled Mets fans rising to their feet. Most of them seated on the first base side behind the Mets dugout.
Green Bay, thank you, buddy.
Looking for another series win. 0-2 on Marte.
Yeah, we won the first game. We
In the
lost
dirt.
yesterday.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
You're welcome, Thomas.
Change up missed. Two outs, base is empty in the bottom of the 9th. Mets lead 6-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ketel Marte.
Jakey, I understand that. Nice
Time
under.
is called. Marte backs out of the box. Pats his chest.
I will, Mauricio. Thank you so much for the
Joely
words.
Rodriguez, that he wasn't trying to mess with him there. Marte just needed to catch his breath for a second. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Put it in the
Ketel
books,
Marte,
guys.
out, nobody on. Bottom of the 9th. Mets lead 6-2. Rodriguez ready his pitch. Swinging a liner towards second.
There we
Caught by
go.
the second
There we
baseman,
go.
Guillorme.
There we go, guys. Put it in the books. Mets win 6-2. Took another series, 5 straight series in a row to start the season. Absolutely great game by the Mets because they couldn't hit a lick, but they still found a way to get runs scored. They did have 10 hits in the game, so can't complain about that. Once again, guys, I really apologize for my voice sounding like a frog. Little under the weather. Sorry about that, but I pulled through for you guys. Mets 12-5 on the season. Going to St. Louis, a very tough matchup. The Mets got a hard road ahead. We got the Cardinals, the Phillies, the Braves, and the Phillies again. So 4 series in a row. It's going to be very tough for the Mets, but that's why you pack on the wins now against bad teams. 12-5. Going to St. Louis, we got Scherzer tomorrow, Bassett the next day, and Carrasco. That's 3 pitchers right there you want in a series like that. Cardinals are good. We know that. Arenado, Goldschmidt, their pitching is really good. But once again, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Mets versus D-backs live stream. I will see you tomorrow night with a pregame between 7 and 7:30. Not sure what time yet, but I'll definitely be live tomorrow for the Cardinals opening up that series against the Cardinals. So once again, guys, really appreciate all the support. Have a good late night, guys. Enjoy your day. Let's go, Mets. See you tomorrow night. Have a good night, guys.